My schedule is Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. I keep Mondays off. Fridays I like to keep open unless it's playoffs, just in case something happens with Clarkson.
Just to let you know, the stream is starting if you have the mic.
Hey, Vinny. Let's get going right now. I guess the stream is starting, and let's get it started, please. Thank you. Yep. And good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Wild Country.fm and WPDM Sports proud present Women's College Hockey live from the Maxwell Ice Arena. It's the SUNY Canton Kangaroos taking on the SUNY Potsdam Bears. Today's game is being brought to you by Barstow Motors, the Seacom Federal Credit Union, Pepsi Cola Bottlers in Augsburg, also the folks at SUNY Canton, Mahoney's Auto Mall, LaBerge & Curtis, St. Lawrence Federal Credit Union, Dr. Kevin Poupor, A.W. Collins Vending and Amusement, and Fleming's Fine Furniture. Alongside John Horan, my name is Chris Engel. Women's College Hockey, a doubleheader here at Maxial. We'll pick up the first game here on 100.1 FM. But John, glad to be back beside you. John, if you're not familiar, the former head hockey coach here at SUNY Potsdam on the men's side, campus life director as well. I got you out of retirement again many years ago, and you've stuck with the radio broadcast for SUNY Potsdam since. But once in a great while, we get together, bit the band back together a little bit, and we got a nice little rivalry here, and pretty key conference game between the Roos and the Bears here today.
Well, Chris, let me tell you, it's a pleasure to be with you. And again, you're absolutely correct. We go way back into the early 2000s when we used to be way above the bleachers over there.
That godforsaken ladder over there.
And the exercise point of getting your heart rate up to climb up that darn thing was it's much better here today. And of course, the Maxey Hall facility's been renovated about 6 years ago, and it's a beautiful venue for hockey. But nonetheless, here we're a great afternoon for hockey. It's nice inside. It's not snowing outside, and this nice little rivalry, as you say, they're coming in the standings. Potsdam just a game ahead, I think, of Canton, but they play very competitively, and this is going to be a nice game this afternoon, an important league game.
Potsdam 2 wins to start the year in league play. Then they have to play Plattsburgh twice. Usually that ends in a loss. But Greg Haney talked to him before the game, which we'll hear during the first intermission. Thought his team played fairly well despite trying to get some players back in the lineup. Plattsburgh is Plattsburgh. They're the number one team in the country. They've won numerous national championships. You got to get through them. However, the two big wins to start the year, very good against Oswego and Buffalo State for the Bears. And Greg Haney, third year here at Potsdam, second year playing games, so he's finally kind of getting his feet underneath him here in this program.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, you're going to really enjoy watching these young women play the game. We're backstopped by two quality goaltenders. Actually, there's more than two in the program, but Ellie Zerflu has seen the majority of the work. But I'll tell you, Hannah Barrett played excellent against Plattsburgh in the second game last week. In the second game of the previous weekend, it was Magali Perron who played. And so all these goaltenders are adding to the depth that they have, and they play very, very well. And so you're going to enjoy these young players. I saw that Plattsburgh game last week. It's interesting because despite the lopsided score, Potsdam played very competitively in those games. As a matter of fact, in both the first game and the second game, they outshot Plattsburgh in the third period. So they come to play, they're going to play all 60 minutes, and they have a nice team that is led up front by Kaylee Merrill, who can put the puck in the net.
From Wasilla, Alaska, by the way, it's nice to see 4 lines here for Potsdam. It used to be 2.5 lines. A lot of women's hockey is like that around the country. Nice to see 4 lines, as with the SUNY Can program. First-year head coach Kaylee Grant from Potsdam, played at St. Lawrence University, was an assistant at Adrian College, a power in Division III for a couple years, wanted to come back home, didn't expect to get this job, but David LeBaff goes another direction at SUNY Can. In comes Kaylee Grant to fill in a void here and change the culture a little bit here over at SUNY Can.
Well, we have a lot of North Country flavor, if you will, in these programs, not to speak of Kaylee Grant, but also the Bears assistant, Olivia Cook, is joined the program for the first year. And of course the Potsdam roster features Kelly Town from Potsdam, Carly Green from Potsdam. You're also going to see Alex Quinn from Potsdam in the lineup. not to speak of the assistant captain, Taylor Swamp, from Aquasasing. So a lot of North Country flavor here, especially on the Potsdam roster. I'm sure on the Canton roster, but I haven't had a chance to look down.
They don't right now. Kaylee's kind of the only thing. They kind of had a shifting of some roster moves here and there. They'll eventually, I'm sure, get some local flavor. But right now, the leading player right now for them is someone from Finland, Lida Lennon, who leads the team with 9 points, 3 goals, and 6 assists. They had a couple big wins against Hilbert College, a first-year program, bulked up a lot of their points. But this is kind of the real deal here in conference play in the Northeast Women's Hockey League.
Yeah, and in the previous weekend, I believe they had a win against Buff State and a very close game against Oswego. I think you dropped that game.
Yes.
But nonetheless, they're coming in on a 2-game win, a little bit of a roll, albeit a new program. Potsdam's coming in on 2 games lost, albeit the number 1 team in the country. But the speed of the competition will go in favor of the Bears as they come back into league play.
Starting goalie here for the SUNY Canton Kangaroos will be a veteran from Finland, Sierra Alvarez, 3-1 on the year with a 2.26 goals against, .892 save percentage, as we are getting the starting lineups here for both squads. Starting will be Ellie Zerflu, a junior from Arvada, Colorado. So geographically, we've hit almost all the time zones between these two teams here, John. You gotta be creative in recruiting these days, and most of these Division III coaches know it. You try to get the New York, especially with the state schools. Sometimes it's maybe a little hard to get the Canadian kids over here now. Got to depend on New York State and a lot of U.S. players now to fill the roster these days.
Well, they come from far and wide, and it just goes to show you, and it's wonderful at the growth, especially of women's hockey. I've enjoyed watching the game, and really the quality of play, the skill level that they have. Both teams. The Potsdam team, from my perspective, is well coached. I have not witnessed the Canton team, but I got to believe with the experience that she brings in that this is a well coached team. So I'm looking forward to an excellent play game here this afternoon.
SUNY Canton will be the Road Dark Blues with the Kangaroo on the front, gold and white numbers on the back. Potsdam in the home grays with the maroon numbers trimmed in white. Just a note locally from a local standpoint, over on our sister station B99.3 tonight, Clarkson Golden Knights Hockey. Yes, Arizona State made the trip. They got here Wednesday. The Sun Devils are at Jewelry tonight at 7 o'clock. Bob Offeld and Casey Ditzel have the call of that on our sister station B99.3. We were going to maybe tonight provide not coverage, but updates of the Governor football game. They're playing at Mechanicville tonight. Not tonight anymore. They're going to play Sunday afternoon at 2 now down in Mechanicville because of the snow around New York State. Knowing somebody in Buffalo right now, they're almost to 3 feet right now, and it's not stopping till Sunday.
Well, we're up here. We're about 15 miles above it. I think over towards Philadelphia, maybe certainly maybe 30 or 40 miles. But we're just getting a little sprinkling out there.
More snow on the way tomorrow. We're inside atop the press box here at the Maxwell Ice Arena. Let's step aside for a break. Come back on the radio side. It is Potsdam and Canton Women's College Hockey next on WPDM Sports. Yep, 4 and a bump, please. 4 and a bump. We may need more because we're doing the Canadian National Anthem, too. Let's go 6 and a bump, please. 6 and a bump. Thank you. If you hear me, can you give me 2 more commercials, please? 2 more commercials, please. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, bump it back after this. And we'll go back here to the Maxwell Ice Arena alongside John Horan. My name is Chris Engel, a businessman special today, 3 o'clock start on a Friday afternoon. It's because there's a men's game tonight. The Potsdam men hosting Buffalo State. We saw the SUNY Potsdam men, at least I did. SUNY Potsdam men defeat SUNY Canton in overtime Tuesday night 4-3. Coach Bernard, boy, he needed a win badly. Boy, he finally got one Tuesday night.
Yeah, they've been a little bit snake bit, the men's team that is. Playing 3 of the top 10 teams in the country to get the season going. Tough loss last week to Brockport, but a nice win against Canton in overtime. And, the team competes very, very hard. They're just having a little bit of a trouble getting off the mark. But I'll tell you, I'm not sure who had the easier time getting here. The Arizona Sun Devils or the Buff State Bengals.
I know, right? Well, Buff State, I think them and Fredonia's an hour-long trip too. They probably left before the snow started.
But the interesting part of it was they shut down the highway.
Yeah.
So they were probably having to wiggle up some back roads to get here. But nonetheless, the Western New York teams are in the North Country, so we will be having hockey tonight in Maxey Hall and again tomorrow night as well. Lots of hockey here in the North Country.
A lot of stuff going on. Emily Delnev will center the first liner against Lida Lettinen, and we're underway here at SUNY Potsdam's Maxwell Ice Arena, Women's College Hockey here on WildCountry.fm and WPDM Sports. On the back check, Delanev now will try to swing it out of the side of his zone. Pulled back in behind netminder Ellie Zerflu towards goal as we worked in towards the left wing side. By the way, they're working on one of the lights behind the Potsdam goal, the green light. It's flickering, so it may be a little bit distracting here a bit as that puck is carried ahead here. Looks like an offside here on Potsdam. 28 seconds into period number 1, no score.
Yeah. That could be a little bit distracting as it looks like a strobe light behind Ellie Zerflu. So I hope they work on it like maybe when there's a breakaway coming in. Or
Not when Potsdam's going that way, but anyway. Both teams, again, yeah. So there's like a sun advantage in soccer. SUNY Can's going towards a strobe light in the first and third period here. Anyway, face-off control here for the Bears behind the net. It'll be Rebecca Kane, a freshman from Skinny Atlas. One of many players from the Skinny Atlas area back in towards goal to be touched here by SUNY Canton in a high stick in the offensive zone. Last year I had the fortune of covering the state high school girls championships at SUNY Canton last year, John. Both the Kane sisters, who are on this Potsdam roster, won that state tournament at SUNY Canton last year. So
they'll feel good about playing in that barn when they get over there.
I guess so. Right wing side now, right in front of the penalty box it goes. It'll tap over here for SUNY Potsdam's Rebecca Kane. She'll send it in towards the lower corner. Calling for the icing and getting it is netminder Syria Alvarez. We mentioned Alvarez, pretty veteran goalie here for SUNY Canton. She's kind of survived the coaching change here for the Rose from Finland. Career-wise, 21-14-2 with a 2.40 goals against. Not bad.
Yeah, and you got to give a shout-out to all the seniors that have gone through the last 4 years have been very, very difficult. And to have that steadfastness, the quality to just stay with it is, especially when coming from Europe, that's just terrific.
Lower corner again towards the right side in the SUNY Canton offensive zone. Potsdam will change direction, work back left to right behind netminder Zerflu. No score, 18:50 to go opening period here on WPDM Sports. SUNY Potsdam, SUNY Canton Women's College Hockey. A little feed to the left side for Megan Teachout from Skinny Alice, a junior on the squad. A little centering feed to the middle, trying to hit Jane Rowell, but it'll be controlled here by the Roos in their own zone. Played back behind Alvarez. It'll be Sydney Valaket trying to work it out of the zone. Good forecheck by the Bears. He'll pinch in towards the lower left wing side. Little centering feed to Rowell. Can't get a forehand on it as it's loose behind Alvarez and turned over to the right point. Stepping up here will be Megan Sheehan to keep it alive for Potsdam and head coach Greg Haney. Mentioned Potsdam native Kaylee Grant coaching the SUNY Canton Kangaroos here this season. 18:10 to go first period. A little scramble towards the lower left side, towards the visiting door. Top left wing, slapped in here by Alex Quinn. In behind the goal again, Alvarez guarding the short left post. On the cycle, Bears keeping the pressure going. Worked out to Quinn again, juggled over a stick and out of the zone. It goes all the way down here to the goalie as Potsdam will have to reset here as Sheena will be first to the puck. Here's Quinn now behind her own goal. Back to Sheehan, right side of the net. Bears now hemmed in a bit. Good strong forecheck up top here. It'll be Haley McKinnon providing it here for SUNY Canton. At the right side of the blue line on the back check, Scarlett DiToro. Now at the red line, will dig it free. Still loose left side of the neutral zone. And Potsdam now control. Puck on its edge in the Bears zone. Banked in behind of Zerflu. As the Bears will regroup. D to D behind the goal line. They'll regroup again here with Sheehan along the right side. She'll skate out with it. Look up ice, look for a bank pass, as that's intended for Kane, right side of the neutral zone. Bears reset in their own zone through neutral ice again, picked off by Garofalo. And Sandrine Garofalo will now work it off, lost between her skates. Little forecheck going, and a steal here for Josie Purdy. Purdy now works it back behind the goal, scooped up here by the Roos as they'll skate out with it with some room. Left side of the neutral zone with 16:54 to go in the first period. Couple nice nifty moves this time on the right wing side for Cindy Valiquette from a defensive position. Tough angle chance, doesn't get quite towards goal. Left side of the net, picked up here by Potsdam, redirected back behind Zerflu. Off the boards to the left wing again for Purdy. Looks to gain the defensive blue line, skips past the defensive Valiquette. Down the rink it goes, not far enough for an icing. Coming in now for Potsdam, right wing Keeley Town, one of the many Potsdam products, Potsdam High School products on the ice here today. Haven't added a whistle in a while, just in front of the Potsdam blue line. And reset here for SUNY Canton in their own zone as Valiquette gives it up to Michaela Young. Dumped in here by the Bears again. Top left wing side, Valiquette leave it back for Young as she goes behind the net where Alvarez is positioned. Roos will break out left side of the neutral zone to the red line. A little poke check and steal here by Rebecca Holmes, a sophomore from Lawton's, New York, as the Bears now regroup in their own territory with 4 minutes gone first period, still no score. Puck back behind the net now, scooped up once more here by Potsdam and Rowell as she gets tied up a bit, almost turns it over. Now SUNY Canton will get it back off the backboards, right side of the crease. Turnaround chance, blocked in front. And it'll be scooped up here by the Bears, left side of the boards, and worked out to neutral ice. On the back check, it'll be Desiree Snook to handle it. She'll backpedal and fire it back for Aisha Hansen. Hansen fires it to center ice. 3-on-2 breakout and offsides to be called here on SUNY Canton as Jamie McElveen was just a stride off with 15:31 to go in the first. Still no score between the Roos and the Bears.
Take a break, partner.
That's
a long call, but I tell you, the Bears and the Roos playing very effective here this afternoon. They're possessing the puck very well, which is an indication why there has not really been lots of whistles. Lots of good, crisp passes. Lots of thoughtful play as both teams are effective on the breakout using great patience. But the Bears and the Roos right now locked in a pretty close checking contest.
First official shot on goal, long range chance on Zerflu. As now it'll be Potsdam D to D along the red line. Good pass on the right side by Holmes to the lower left wing corner again. Flipped in. And on the stick here, Carly Green worked back behind Alvarez towards the right side of the crease. Scooped up here by the Roos looking to break out. Again, in front of the penalty boxes, it slips past the blue line. On the back check will be Rachel Kane to pick it up, the sister of Rebecca Kane, the two freshmen from Skaneateles. Right side of the neutral zone, Bears will pick it up, scooped ahead, just shy of the red line. Potsdam now at the center circle will begin the rush at the big P at mid-ice. A little nifty move here for Megan Teachout, gains the blue line, turned in behind the goal. Teachout chasing after it behind the goal. Teachout now with it, gets tied up a bit, gets the puck taken off her stick as the Roos now keep it along the perimeter. They haven't started the clock, by the way. Somebody should start the clock. I don't know if it's up here or down there, but right side of the net. This will be worked back to the right point again, as now it'll be towards the corner. And loosen up, they'll fix it eventually here. So towards the left wing side again, to be flipped in towards the corner. And we're going to get icing here, and we're going to have to get the clock reset here. It says 15:25, but they may have to take some time off the clock. Still no score between SUNY Potsdam and SUNY Canton Women's College Hockey here on WildCountry.fm and WPDM Sports.
Doesn't appear that the referees have noticed that there was a delay.
So we got some free hockey in this first period.
So we're going to get some free hockey as it goes. But again, Canton was coming down the left-hand side. That light was continuing to flicker behind goalie Ellie Zerflu here, as they're not using a pretty good judgment on working on the facilities here.
In behind the SUNY Canton goal, Alvarez will watch her team break out right wing side. A little reach ahead here for Snook. Just out of her reach, a play back here for Victoria McGarity. McGarity now fire it back to the defense, D to D. As the Roos now have it with Hansen towards the left side of the neutral zone. Back on it, Bears, neutral ice. right below us as it'll be controlled here for Potsdam and Taylor Swamp. Swamp now leads it forward. A little bit of a trip up. Play on roll across the blue line. It will go. 14:39 to go. First period. Still no score. Blue line to blue line now. SUNY Canton will squeeze away through here towards the corner. It'll be Landon. Skates around a couple defenders. Passes in front. Hits a stick. Still loose side of the goal. Players crash. Landon goes down and gets tied up behind the goal line. Roos keep it in left wing side. A chance now for Lalone. Lalone, tough angle chance. Saved by Zerflu, and she'll hold on, stopping the play with 14:18 to go in the first. Still no score.
Good play and good stop by Ellie Zerflu. She was tight to the post there. She's a tall woman, and when she goes down on her knees, she's still able to protect the upper part of the net. That's what happens there. She's a very technically sound goaltender, plays the angle, uses her size to the advantage of the position.
Landon's line will stay out for SUNY Canton alone, and Clement out on the ice. Clement gives a chase behind the goal. Bears will win it and work it over right wing side. Still no score between SUNY Potsdam and SUNY Canton women's college hockey here on WPDM Sports, as now the puck is freed up in behind Alvarez. We're also on PotsdamBears.com. I'd like to welcome those of you watching in and listening in on the video feed on PotsdamBears.com. A little poke check ahead here by Lalone, as the Bears now come back for it. Picked up on the back check for Labor. Labor will push it forward, down the left wing side, have a chance, left wing circle, come in with a forehand try, gets it swiped right out from behind by Valaquette. Valaquette gets back up on her skates. Sydney Valaquette, the freshman from London, Ontario, looks to dig it into the corner, gets a little help here with Snook along the right wing side. Bears come back with it again. Here's a wrister towards goal block, again from the defenseman Holmes, that's blocked, and it goes back to the red line. Bears reset. Holmes out, turns it over. Chance for SUNY Canton. Forehand try, and it just goes over the crossbar off the stick of McGarity. McGarity gets a rebound back off the corner at the right point, swings it in on the backhand. 13-12 to go first period. Still no score. Roos and Bears here on WPDM Sports. Poke checked in by Snook. Roos keep it in. Light still flickering towards the left wing side. I don't know if Kaylee Grant's going to say anything about that or not, but anyway, right wing side, or maybe Coach Haney will say something if his team's going to shoot down to that end. Anyway, they're still working on the green light as the Roos keep the play going. Forehand try, nope, miss, hits the side of the goal. And Zerflu thought she had it in her equipment. Instead, it'll be reset here for Keeley Town trying to dig it away. Still in the high slot, with SUNY Canton providing a lot of pressure. Both these teams with 2 wins in league play. A game in hand for SUNY Canton at 2-1. Bears are at 2-2 as now the puck is flung in. And it goes out of play with 12:28 to go in the first period. Still a 0-0 tie between SUNY Potsdam and SUNY Canton.
Canton Roos featuring a very bothersome forecheck here in the last couple of minutes. Pressing in from the point. Good action towards the loose pucks. Good speed on their feet. Bears having a little trouble finding someone open to pass the puck to in their own zone. Ultimately ends up in an icing call. So face off in the neutral zone just below us here, just outside the Bears zone.
I lied. SUNY Canton 1-1 in league play. We mentioned they split with Buff State and Oswego the first weekend of league action. Bears now in the offensive zone towards the lower right wing side. 12:15 to go. Opening period. No score here at the Maxwell Ice Arena on the SUNY Potsdam campus. Chris Engel and John Horn bringing the call of women's college hockey here this afternoon. A double dip of college hockey on both our Potsdam stations here today. Dumped in, now played back to Alex Quinn. She'll fire to the right now for Sheehan. She'll dump it forward. Didn't quite gain the red line, but won't go far enough for an icing as it's quickly waved off. First 2 behind the goal, Cindy Valaquette here for SUNY Canton to the right of her own goal. Finds a seam, works it over to the left. Poke checked away nicely here by Sheehan as she'll go through the referee's crease and cross the offensive blue line. But it'll be SUNY Canton to squeeze the play out. Valaquette now bank it forward. Chopped away. Intended here on the right side for Morris. As it's going to be now flipped in here by the Roos. But picked up by Quinn. Angles it off the bottom of the glass. A bit too far for an intended left winger, Barrett. As this one will be back here for SUNY Canton. Left side of the neutral zone. On the bank pass. Just a bit too far for Labor. As now goes in behind the goal. Stays on the back of the net. And cleared away by Quinn again. Trying to find it over for Barrett. Roos keep alive on the cycle. On the chance now, it'll be Hansen deep inside the zone from her defensive position. Turns it over. Neutralized. Bears come up with it again. Being passed for Mackenzie Martin. Just out of her reach. 2 Roos first 2. As SUNY Canton now will reset. 10:54 to go. Opening period. No score. SUNY Canton, SUNY Potsdam here on WildCountry.FM, WPDM Sports. Icing waved off as SUNY Canton will pick up the puck. Centering feed, no good. Now reset, right wing side, here's a shot, and a stop by Ellie Zerflu. Point blank, flashing the leather with 10:42 to go in the first, still no score.
Again, you can see the technical prowess, if you will, that Ellie has. She was following the puck. She pays good attention to loose pucks and where they're picked up. Out in front of the blue ice, squared up nicely to that shot. Really nothing for the Roos forward to shoot for.
Lettinen wins the face-off for SUNY Canton in the offensive zone, as it'll be Rachel Kane to work it out here for the Bears. Kept alive by the Roos for a moment. Lettinen sends it forward here for Lalone. Just out of her reach again, Kane with it. Bumps it over towards the right wing side. It goes back to neutralize. A good, nice, nifty move here for Potsdam and Megan Mills. Mills in the slot looks to drop it off, gets taken down. Try to feed it over for Keeley Town. Instead, the Roos try to get out of their zone. Puck is sat on, play on ruled. Roos now have it deep in their own zone. Banked over to the other side of the rink here. Hansen from Panko. And now through neutralize it will go. Will it go far enough for an icing? Rolling, and waved off as SUNY Canton gets to it first. Halfway through the first period, no score. SUNY Potsdam, SUNY Canton here on WildCountry.fm and WPDM Sports. Hansen, left point for SUNY Canton, keeps it in towards the lower corner. We're going to get a delayed penalty, by the way, here on the Bears. Extra attacker out here for SUNY Canton. There's the whistle by Mr. Travis Hansen. 9:43 to go first period. We have our first penalty of the contest against Potsdam.
It's going to be a slashing call here on, I think that's Purdy, Josie Purdy, that will be going off. Josie Purdy, not a lot of hustle getting back to that puck. As a matter of fact, she looked over the shoulder to see if there was any pressure. The Canton player beat her to the puck. The icing was waved off. Consequently, you end up with a penalty inside your own zone.
So first power play of the game here for SUNY Canton. They're 2 for 20 so far in the season, not great. Looking to improve it here in league action. Roos have it deep in their own zone. Turnaround for McGarity. Finds it off left side this time for Snook. McGarity in the corner. Snook chases it down, stripped away. Bears look to clear, they do. Goes all the way down to Alvarez, who'll creep out of the crease as it hits the backboard and leaves it out for a defenseman. 1:35 to go in the SUNY Canton power play. 9:14 to go opening period. Still no score between the Roos and the Bears. Women's college hockey this afternoon on WildCountry.fm, WPDM Sports. Puck tapped ahead towards the left side to the circle, and just over the blue line it goes. Getting back in position there was Merrill, the captain of the SUNY Potsdam squad. Led ahead here again towards the corner. Banked forward, too far for Labor, as now they're showing a chance this time for Merrill. Merrill comes in on a breakaway, backhand, and a stop by Alvarez as she kicks out the right pad. Here comes SUNY Canton the other way off the skate of Labor. Tries to knock it in, loose red line. And left of the circle for Merrill again. Denied on a shorthanded breakaway that could have scored the first goal of the contest. Center ice, another shorthanded steal here for the Bears. This time Mackenzie Martin with it down the right corner. Look to tap it through. And now be settled away here by the Roos with 38 to go in the power play. Here comes SUNY Canton, a slow change, but they'll get a 2-on-2 rush the other side. Hold towards the right wing. Bumped off the play there was Clement. And SUNY Potsdam John will clear it away again with 26 to go in this power play.
Well, Kaylee Merrill had that breakaway short-handed. You don't want anybody else but her with that puck on the short-handed opportunity. She's a leading goal scorer for the Bears with 4 goals on the season. But what a terrific save by Alvarez as she went from her left to her right, got that right pad down and prevented the short-handed goal.
5 seconds to go in the SUNY Canton power play. Chance now towards goal through a screen off a shin guard, off the stick of Karina Barrett here at SUNY Canton. As we're back to even strength, so a good penalty kill here for Potsdam remains scoreless. They'll get 5-on-5 the other way, and onto the stick here, Town. Left circle, Keeley Town gets it stripped away, chases after the puck, Roos back on it towards the lower left wing side. Potsdam applies the pressure with the forecheck along the left wing. SUNY Canton now work it over the other way for Panko, who's the reigning Northeast Women's Hockey League I believe Rookie of the Week. Panko was named the Rookie of the Week in the conference this week from SUNY Canton. Puck goes out of play, by the way, with 7:15 to go in the first period. No score between SUNY Potsdam and SUNY Canton. Again,
the best goal-scoring opportunity for the Bears was that breakaway. Ellie Zerflu's seen a couple of point-blank shots down there, but both goaltending at both ends has been very, very sharp here in the early going.
So face out to the glove side of Alvarez, the senior from Finland. On the draw will be Mackenzie Martin here for Potsdam. Drives it over towards the right wing boards. No score with 7:09 to go here in the first period of play on WPDM Sports and 100.1 FM Old School on 1470 AM today. And we're also on WildCountry.fm on the WPDM Sports Link. Also on PotsdamAthletics.com. Neutral zone left side on the back check. Town will take it away. Work it over from Martin back to Town. And SUNY Canton will steal it in the neutral zone. Played back behind Zerflu. Worked ahead off the middle boards to the red line. We have a player down here for SUNY Canton, and now the whistle will blow as official Travis Hansen will stop the play for referee's timeout with 6:39 to go. A bit of a tumble for one of the forwards there for SUNY Canton.
I did not see that. My eyes had left to follow the puck. I don't know if it was right directly behind it. She went down rather quickly, but she is now going to get up. Whether she got it a stick in the chin or not, don't know. 6:39 to go here in the first period. Still no score.
Now the officials are discussing here. If you mentioned if it was possibly a stick in the head area, they would have called it automatic, but I didn't see an arm up.
No, I didn't see that at all.
So the one that's coming off here, that is going to be coming off here. That is, I think it is the Ashton Morris 22 coming off here for SUNY Canton. Looks like she's okay. She skated off on her own power. So face off in the neutral zone outside the Potsdam offensive blue line. Quick win here for SUNY Canton as Danica Lalone will carry it in towards the lower right wing side. Lennon trailing. Give it back to the right wing side over Clement's stick as now the Bears will break out 2-on-2. Good speed down the left wing side here for SUNY Potsdam. Lead a feed from Merrill. She's waiting for in the slot here from Marandola. Marandola gets taken down. We got a penalty here on the Ruse at 6:18 to go in the first period.
That's going to be Asha Hansen going off, I believe, on the tripping call. I'm looking at 24. That is her. I was going to make comment about her. She's a fine skater. The freshman from Calgary, Alberta. She looks like she really knows what they're doing. But I was doing a quick count here. Canton is featuring quite a few freshmen on this club.
Yep, so some good recruiting by Coach Grant. You don't know what David LeBaff did before he left, but certainly filling in some spots, Coach Grant and her coaching staff to get the 4 full lines out, and they have played for the most part here today. Bears on the power play for the first time this afternoon. 1:40 left in the power play as the Ruse will clear it away very quickly early on in the man advantage. 5:50 to go, first period, no score. Bears looking to strike first. They had a straight opportunity nullified as the puck was carried ahead here for Teachout. Goes back, kind of a sloppy pass towards the right side of the blue line. Picked up here by the Ruse. Bears look to keep it alive. At one point will be towards goal, and it's going to be knocked down here by Alvarez. About to say that Lydia Chambers is on 1 point there for the Bears. But Alvarez will hold on to it with 1:17 to go in the power play. Still no score.
Yeah, the puck made it out in front. That was Sarah Barrett who ended up in the slot area. Puck on her stick. She wasn't able to get a lot on that, but a good shot on goal nonetheless, and the save had to be made.
Teachout from the face-off win from Merrill. Have it left wing side, pinned along the boards. Not a lot of room to breathe or get the puck. She rips it away from the defender, has it in the corner, opens up some space for Barrett, top left wing side. Barrett back to Teachout. Towards goal, trying to hit Merrill, streaking in from the right wing, no good. Tipped away, hits a SUNY Canton stick. Back behind the goal again here for Potsdam as Marandola turns back around, gives up to Merrill, left doorstep. At the dot, backed up, middle left wing side, Teachout. Now gives up to Chambers. Winds, fires through a screen, saved by Alvarez, and she'll hold on. With 40 to go in the power play, just under 5 minutes to go in the first period.
Well, Olivia Chambers with that shot from the right-hand point. That puck had eyes. Lots of bodies in front of Alvarez, but she had good focus and was able to track it down. It went directly to her. It was not redirected at all, but a good shot from the point and a save by Alvarez.
D to D, top right circle again. Here's a chance for his goal with a redirect, no good. Loose in the crease, still loose off the shot from the point by Holmes. Holmes is there. Can she keep it alive? No, she can't. Now a straight opportunity for SUNY Canton. On the move, coming in towards goal. This time will be McElween, but she gets taken off the play as the Potsdam defender loses her stick. Right side of the red line, numbers in Potsdam's favor as they enter the zone. Marandola comes in with it here for Potsdam with 4:27 to go first period. 8 seconds to go in the Potsdam power play, kept in high slot. Towards goal, hits a shin guard, dribbles his way towards the right side. Over for Holmes as the power play will expire. So we're back to even strength. Both teams 0 for 1 on the power play, or however you look at it, 1 for 1 on the penalty kill. From the slot, towards goal, Alvarez the save on a little wrister by Rachel Kane. Clock stops, 4:09 to go first period. So, John, both teams with a power play apiece, and both teams with a strong penalty kill early on.
Yeah, I think the penalty kill has been the order of the day here so far, but, Potsdam getting some looks, moving the puck around the perimeter, aggressive penalty kill by Canton, forcing the play, forcing the Bears to try to pass through the seams and try to get a quality goal-scoring shot that way. But right now, the order of the day has been the penalty kill.
Panko won the face-off, but it'll be worked over by the Bears. Right side towards an open goal, no good. Pinching it out from the point will be Chambers again, blocked down in front, reached onto, out to left side, and out of the zone it goes. It'll be swung back in here by Swamp.
Oh, no.
As we'll get the Roos now with it. And they'll carry out your left wing. No score. Late first period here. SUNY Canton. Nice nifty movie for Lettinen. Lettinen now finds it over to the right side. Gets a poke check away. Bears will clear out. On the back check, Valenquette will come back for it here for SUNY Canton. Valenquette now will change direction. Look over the situation. Good nice smooth skater. Left side of the circle. Dumps it in. Gains the red line. No, she didn't. So the icing. She didn't quite gain the red line there, so icing here on the Roos with 3:17 to go in the first period, still no score.
I'll tell you can see right now both good skating clubs, handle the puck well, make good passes. These are evenly matched teams, you can see, and they are supported and highlighted by good goaltending at both ends. These teams are going to be competitive all the way down, don't you think?
Yeah, there's going to be fun league games down. I think 3 league games between these two teams this season, so there'll be a lot of interesting matchups. There already have been the last few years. Roos will break out now at center ice. On the move now, McKinnon towards goal, wide stick side. Big rebound off the boards. McKinnon overskates it. Back on the back check, it will be Rebecca Kane to work it out. Stolen beer by the Roos. Stolen back by SUNY Potsdam. Here come the Bears the other way with Teachout. Enters the zone onside. Megan Teachout reaches for it. Gets knocked on off the play. And we're getting an interference call here on SUNY Canton. Not much of contact there, but the interference called in. The Bears will go back on the power play.
Depending on which side of the press box you're sitting here, you're going to be either, obviously happy or sad with that. That was kind of a soft call in my opinion. The Bears are going to benefit from the call here as they're going to get a power play with 2:48 to go in the first period. Still no score. Kaylee Merrill's going to be out there on the face-off here for the Bears.
Back in the penalty box, Asha Hansen, her second penalty of the period, John. So one of the better defenders for SUNY Canton will sit for 2:48 left in the first, and second power play coming in now. We're going to get a talk here as to maybe who the penalty was on. They're talking to the SUNY Potsdam bench. And I don't think Greg Haney is arguing the call. I think he's maybe arguing who maybe should be in the box.
Well, he certainly had a conversation. Having to crane our neck to get over to try to determine what the conversation was about is almost impossible. But nonetheless, it stays as was originally called. Penalty on Aisha Hansen of the Kangaroos, a freshman from Calgary, Alberta.
Shot by Teachout, blocked down in front towards the right side, swung down on the ice here is Kane. Chambers keeps it in right side. Chambers to the corner for Kane. Right doorstep, now for Merrill. Turns it on goal, and where is it? It's underneath the defender, still loose, and finally the whistle will blow, and I think we got a penalty coming out of it, John.
That's going to be Kaylee Merrill who's going in and taking a bit of a, it's a cross-check. There's no doubt about that. That was a good call. Kaylee Merrill, maybe a little bit of frustration there. She took the shot. The save was made. Alvarez couldn't find the puck. She's looking, and a little bit of a certainly a cross-check. I won't even say a little bit of one, a definite cross-check. And the call against the Potsdam captain. Face-off's going to come back down into the Potsdam zone here with 2:17 to go. We got 4-on-4 for a minute and 30 seconds.
Face-off in the Roos zone, as John mentioned. Puck one here, let back for Snook. As Bears now will finally skate out with a little tap ahead here for the Bears. As that was Sheehan beginning the rush. She'll be at 1 point along with Delaneve. Lower corner here for Potsdam. 4-on-4 for a minute 9. A lot of open ice. Roos now will settle behind Alvarez. Punch it off the right wing boards. Cutting in to keep it alive is Sheehan. No. Back to neutral ice it'll go. Lettinen trying to rip it away on the back checker, Carly Green. As Green now finally win the battle. Leave it off for a teammate, and the Bears will skate out with it again. This time will be Sheehan. Neutral ice turns it over. Intercepted here by Valenquette. As the Roos coming towards one shot and a goal, as that's going to be Danica Lalone down the goal for the Roos, coming in a 4-on-4 goal at 18:30 of the first period, and SUNY Canton takes a 1-0 lead.
Well, she came down the right-hand side. There was a turnover in the neutral zone, possesses the puck with good speed, comes down to the outside, has a good clear shot. I think it beat Ellie on the short side, but here's the deal. If I'm Greg Henney, I should be in the locker room right now because I got to believe at least a minute and a half.
Exactly. Now that's going to back to bite us here. Here we go. Oh, boy.
That clock did not start for a good 2 minutes about midway through the period. But nonetheless, that's a 4-on-4 goal. Good shot. And I don't think Ellie got herself into position to make that save.
Danica Lalone, her third of the year. They announced the official assists. We'll get those at the intermission as we're close to it. Still 4-on-4 for another 15 seconds. And then it'll be SUNY Canton going on a short-lived power play for about 30 seconds. Bears take advantage of the 4-on-4. Here's Teach out, top left circle. Down and behind of Alvarez. Rue's looking to control. They'll turn it back. Valenquette now will find it over for Young. Sends it ahead, left wing side. SUNY Canton on top, 1-0. As the puck carried ahead here by Haley McKinnon. She dump in behind Potsdam netminder Ellie Zerflu. High slot, wrister towards goal, high over the blocker, Zerflu. Kept into the corner again. Reached back here for DeToro. Now swung away here by the Bears. 9 seconds to go. This should do it for the power play, by the way, with 23 seconds left in the period. SUNY Canton will get another rush here before the extra player comes back on for Potsdam. Now the penalty has expired. Taylor Swamp from Akwesasne now will work it ahead here with 10 seconds to go. Find it forward for Merrill out of the penalty box. Merrill tied up, still loose, turns around, works over right side with 4 seconds to go. No redirect. Back to the corner again, out to the point to Swamp. No, doesn't quite get to her as the the period will come to a close, John. So, in extra time, like they say in soccer, we think SUNY Canton gets a 4-on-4 goal and leads here 1-0.
That'll be an interesting thing when they review it on the after the game and so on to see exactly how much time was allowed to continue on. But the clock did not move, in my opinion. It was close to 2 minutes.
About that, yeah.
And, close to 2 minutes. So nonetheless, that's going to be a 4-on-4 goal for the Canton Kangaroos as they will go into the break with a 1-0 game. It's an evenly played game. Again, good goaltending at both ends. The Canton forecheck, I think, has been a little bit stronger than the Bears. The Bears, having trouble coming out of their own end. You play inside your own end. You get fatigued defensively, and I think that's going to play a part going forward here. But nonetheless, a good hockey game here in Maxey Hall this afternoon.
Shots even at 5 apiece in that first period, by the way. Not too many, and there weren't too many shots to start the game either. So forecheck, not a lot of space in front of the goalies here for either side. Both teams kind of playing close to the vest here defensively.
Yeah, and just a couple of penalties, but a lot of those shots are getting knocked down in front. So shots toward the goal, it could be a statistic, but certainly shots on goal going to be very minuscule here in this first period. But you're absolutely right. The scoring got going at 18:30 of the first period. It was Danica Lalone who would pick up her third of the year. Haley McKinnon would pick up her 4th assist. So that's the 1-0 lead for the Canton Kangaroos as we are into the first break. Five shots on goal, as was mentioned. So 2 penalties apiece.
Can't be more even than the scoreboard, unfortunately.
And look at the face-offs.
Yeah, even
10-10. So it's an even hockey game.
We're going to take a break and have a pre-recorded talk with SUNY Potsdam head coach Greg Haney. First time I've met Greg in the last couple of years. COVID and all that kind of deterred that a little bit. We'll hear from Coach Haney during the first intermission. On the St. Lawrence Federal Credit Union scoreboard, SUNY Canton 1, SUNY Potsdam 0 in women's college hockey. Back with Coach Haney in a little bit on WPDM Sports. Okay, play the commercials and the interview. Play the 8 commercials and the interview, please. Thank you. Can't hear the commercials, Vinny. Thank you.
Casey Ditzel, who's the color guy with the off-field, his girlfriend plays for SUNY Potsdam. I'm going to ask him which one it is. He's over there. Casey's over there somewhere. He's probably in a suit. Far left side. He's over there.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
Yeah. Ask him, who's your girlfriend?
All suited up.
Yep.
So who does color with Bobby?
Casey does.
Casey
He's a college student. He's on the golf team.
Oh,
but,
okay.
but he's been with the college radio station for like 3-4 years. And now he's going to probably be the GA for golf. He's going to be around another 2 years. See, now he's my Clarkson backup play-by-play guy. We got another kid that's graduating in December. I was on the baseball team. Does a fantastic job. So they've got a stable. They finally learned their lesson. Got a stable over there. You know. But last year, Offeld takes the ESPN Plus gig in Lake Placid, brings Casey along with him. I said, Bob, you better hope I don't have a basketball team in Glens Falls. And I didn't. And he goes, oh no, I wasn't thinking about that. So he brought Casey with him, and then I did it. I did
your checks.
That's right. Well, exactly. So I did the play-by-play in the Lake Placid for the Harvard semifinal.
Oh, did you?
Oh yeah. I told him, don't ever do that to me again.
Back right now.
He said 14. She just got burned on the goal.
She in?
Yeah, she in. So she must be the one that let the.
So, 1, 2,
Yep.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And back here at the Maxwell Ice Arena alongside John Horn, my name is Chris Engel. A few minutes to go before we get started for period number 2. Game 1-0 in the lead for SUNY Canton over SUNY Potsdam. A 4-on-4 goal scored by Danica Lalone, her third of the year, from Haley McKinnon, her fourth assist of the season. A turnover in the neutral zone. After, statistically, John, you can't get any more even in that first period outside of the scoreboard right now. And we talk about the extra time that was maybe added. They'll look at that after the game. But still, they played it out, and SUNY Canton able to get the one break they needed on pretty good neutral zone play for most of the part for both these teams, but it just only took one breakdown for SUNY Canton to take the lead here in this contest.
Yeah, and it's a little curious for me because it did come down, and the shot must have, kind of fooled Ellie, I think. Good shot off the stride. She probably couldn't measure when it was going to come off the stick, but clearly it wasn't that long a shot, and it didn't look like it was that extreme an angle, so Ellie just didn't square up to it, and I think it beat her on the short side. But again, turnover, good solid stride coming in, took a good quick shot, found the back of the net, and that's the difference right now. You talk about being even, it certainly is. Face-offs were even, shots on goal were even. The only thing that's not even is the scoreboard right now.
Yeah, not a lot of shots on goal either, and I noticed that early in the game. Probably our first shot on goal came 4 or 5 minutes into the game. A lot of packing in the middle, a lot of defense first a little bit, especially around the goal. The defense is really protecting their goalies here for the most part here tonight.
Yeah, and we were talking about pretty solid forechecking at both ends. Like you say, they're keeping the puck on the perimeter, not a lot of getting into the slot area, shot area, the golden area, if you will, but both teams playing pretty sound defensively, which is evident by the shots on goal.
We'll hear from Kaylee Grant during the second intermission. John, we just heard from Coach Haney during the first intermission. I mentioned the first time I've met him so far here since he's been in Potsdam. A Cortland graduate of 2012. When I kind of throw some names, I asked, did you play with Matt Nichols? He said, yes, he was the captain my freshman year when he was a senior. I believe there was a playoff game here back then when Matt was a senior that year when Potsdam beat Cortland way back in the day. And I remember, who's the coach? Joe Balderrata. Boy, he was a funny guy back in the day, Joe.
Well, Joe was. There was no doubt about it. He was notorious for his sense of humor within the coaching ranks. They were always quoting Joe Balderrata. Did you hear the one that Joe Balderrata told? But there's no doubt about it. So, the Cortland program has put out a lot of coaches these days, not the least of which is the current coach of the Detroit Red Wings, Derek Lalone.
What a story he is, and it doesn't get said enough. Right from goalie at Cortland, every single league in Division III coaching, right through Division I, right through every single level in the pros, and looking is 51 years old, finally broke. Cooked up with John Cooper, got his name out there, one of the best assistant coaches in the NHL, and look where he is now, a head coach of one of the original 6 teams in the NHL.
Yeah, and he's got him playing well too.
Yeah.
They got a little bit of a thumping in Buffalo about 10 days ago, 8-2, and I don't think they've lost since. So he's got a message and he gets it across. The other one, not notorious, but the one of high regard is Nate Lehman at Providence.
Yes.
So and then they're close friends. They're right around the same era. So Cortland program is being well represented in and amongst the coaching world here, both at really at all levels.
Yes. 2 minutes ago before you get started for period number 2. Don't forget we have Clarkson Golden Knights hockey, Robert Sports Malone Clarkson hockey on our sister station B99.3 later on tonight when the Golden Knights host Arizona State. That'll be 2 games, Friday and Saturday, both at Shield Arena. St. Lawrence University was supposed to go to Niagara Saturday night. That ain't happening, John. They rescheduled it for January 5th, by the way. They've already determined that. The St. Lawrence and Clarkson women made it to Princeton and Quinnipiac this weekend. That's kind of the other side of the East Coast, so that wasn't affected by weather. But the only other, Buff State Fredonia has made it up here for Plattsburgh Potsdam. St. Lawrence men is really the only thing that was affected from a college hockey standpoint, because St. Lawrence had to go to Buffalo, but obviously they are not. So, but we are glad that most of the action in New York State, and hopefully it's still snowing in Buffalo. They've gotten 3 feet now, and it's not going to stop for another day and a half.
Yeah, we were talking about before the game that it was interesting that Buff State and Fredonia made it up here. Certainly they were going to come up the night before, but there was the travel advisory. They shut down the thruway, I think, yesterday, and so they either beat it out or they took back roads to get here. I'll be interested to talk to Coach Meredith when he shows up here tomorrow. But, interesting thing, as we were talking about, the men's team will play Buff State tonight at 7 o'clock, and that'll be on the Bearcast, as will Fredonia tomorrow at 7 o'clock. But then we look at next weekend, we'll look at it just briefly, is the women's program will be welcoming back Jordan Ott, the Hall of Famer just inducted this past fall, and her Kings College women's team on Friday, November 25th, and Saturday the 26th. Then the North Country Tournament will be here on Saturday and Sunday with the men's teams, and Canton and Potsdam will be welcoming recent Division I Stonehill. They've moved up the Division I ranks for next year, playing a mixed schedule this year, and also Hamilton College. So a full weekend here in Maxey Hall.
So yeah, very busy weekend. I was telling Coach Bernard, geez, you haven't played Thanksgiving weekend games in a while. I think that you after, remember the Prime Link? They used to have that Prime Link tournament every Thanksgiving weekend. Then they had, I think, a weekend in Utica, and that was it for Thanksgiving weekend. Anyway, 2-on-1 the other way for SUNY Can. Right after that forehand try, saved by Ellie Zerflu. And she'll kick it out towards her right. Fired in here by the defenseman again here for SUNY Can, Michaela Young. So a quick breakdown, a 2-on-1 the other way, stomped by Zerflu. As we're 30 seconds into period number 1, it's 1-0 SUNY Can. Early stage of the second period as the puck now onto the stick here, a Snook. Gains the offensive blue line, chases in the corner along with McElveen. McElveen and Snook will trade the puck as it goes up behind the net, banked over towards the left side, where it's going to be kept alive here for the Roos for a moment. Bears now will get it to neutral ice. 1-0 Roos on a goal by Danica Lalonde at 18:30 of the first period. A little stretch pass too far for McElveen. This will go not for an icing. Oh, will go for an icing. There's the late whistle. So a minute 12 gone here in period number 2. Still 1-0 SUNY Canton.
Rachel Kane had to really leg that one out to beat the forechecker of Canton so that there would indeed be an icing call. Good effort by Kane. So the faceoff comes back inside the Roos zone to the left of goaltender Alvarez, who has the 0 up on the scoreboard on her behalf.
Roos will win the face-off in their defensive zone, right to left behind Alvarez. Bang pass to Nutres goes too far for everybody. We will get another icing, only taking a few ticks off the clock. So we'll re-rack here into the SUNY Potsdam offensive zone. Still 1-0 lead here for the Roos.
I don't have the Roos schedule in front of me, but I'm sure that they're going to be busy here as things go by.
Face-off.
I was going to say they used to have, didn't they have a Middlebury tournament as well right around Thanksgiving time?
They did. New Year's, it was actually New Year's Day. There's a save by Alvarez. New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. The men had one.
Yeah.
So.
One of those holidays.
Yes, right.
Good save by Alvarez right there, by the way.
Good chance there by the Bears as Teachout's line will come out with Kane and Green. They can teach out the junior, win the faceoff back to the right point, slid over the other side of the rink here for Holmes. Kept in left side for Rebecca Kane. Now it'll be SUNY Canton look to work it out. Centering feed. Danced down, you got 3-on-2 at the center circle, scooped up here by SUNY Canton, backhanded towards the offensive blue line. Picked up once more in stride on the back check here by Ashton Morris. She'll send over to the left wing, past McKinnon, back to center ice for Morris. As now the Roos again will reset at the red line. Kick forward here for Clement. Actually, that was DeToro. And that'll be the Bears with it again. Bank pass to the right side, just a bit too far for Kane. It will not go for an icing. First two Roos behind their own goal. SUNY Canton leading 1-0 on a Danica Lalone goal late in the first period. Puck fired back in here by Potsdam. Roos have it in front of their own goal. In front of the penalty boxes, past Martin. Down the rink it goes. Martin looks over her shoulder and starts the rush here for the Bears. Changes direction, slides it back behind her with Barrett and Rowell on the ice. And we get a penalty upcoming.
Stoppage and play down here.
Yeah, injured player right below us.
Yeah, there was a collision. Two Potsdam players went down. And getting the worst of it at this point for the Potsdam Bears is Jane Rowell. She's pointing to her left shoulder, but she got into a collision that was with Carly Green, and And Rowell is having some difficulty getting up. It looks to me at this stage this could be a shoulder issue, favoring her left shoulder, coming off under her own power. We'll keep an eye on that to see if she gets out here. But 17:24 to go here in the second period. Canton Kangaroos lead it by 1. Face off to the right of Ellie Zerflu.
Gracie Emerton will take the draw here for SUNY Canton. Works over to right wing side for Lieber. And goes and scoots it behind the net again here for SUNY Canton. They're working over towards the corner, begin the cycle. Emerton trying to keep it alive. Now pinned to the boards here is Lieber. Skates out with it from the corner. Out to the point. Kept in loose. Lieber towards goal. Save by Zerflu. And she'll hold on with 17:04 to go in the second. Still 1-0 SUNY Canton.
Again, a good positional save by Ellie Zerflu here. Just looking and see who took that shot. Couldn't get a good look at it. But nonetheless, the shot from just wide of the face-off dot on the right-hand side. But the angle was covered by Zerflu. Face-off in the Bears zone.
Lettinen on the draw, leading scorer this season for SUNY Canton, with line mates Lalone and Clement. He'll go back to the high slot here. Again, it'll be Lettinen to drive it in, trying to keep it alive. Bounced out. Now 2-on-2 the other way here for Potsdam. Let ahead here on the left wing side for Marandola. Skates back behind the goal, turns it over. 2-on-2 scramble with Merrill trying to rip it away as well in the Potsdam Bears offensive zone. Marandola gets hauled down, no call. Here comes SUNY Canton the other way. 3-on-3 across the red line. Long feet just a bit too far here for McElveen. Actually get to it first here, beating out Teach Out. Bears now will have to go full length to the ring, try to get things going. Flung back to the red line, scooped up here by Aisha Hansen. She'll go to her opposite point, trying to keep it alive. Bears now swing it in. Picked up by the other defenseman, Panko. Panko fires to the right, cross a couple lines just behind the intended winger, DeToro, as it goes in down behind of Zerflu. 1-0 SUNY Canton. 4 minutes gone, second period here at the Maxiall Ice Arena. Women's College Hockey on WPDM Sports and 100.1 FM this afternoon. Coast-to-coast move here for Snook. Gets it stripped away. Over the left shoulder of Zerflu. Now Snook trying to come back for it from behind the goal. Lost the puck. Bears now will elevate it towards center ice. Picked up in stride here by the Rue defenseman. That's skated into here by Valencat. She'll skate back with it, get it stripped of the puck. Coming back into the corner for Snook again. Changes direction, Bears first two towards the left side as the Roos provide the forecheck along the boards. 15:25 to go in the second. Potsdam comes up with it, right side of the center circle, lifted to the air again. A knuckler that reaches the stick of Alvarez, and she'll hold on to it as the Roos come back where Valencat gets pinned off the boards for Snook. Now Bears steal middle right wing side. Top right circle in the corner again with some space from the right face-off dot. Lifted towards the left point. Onto the stick here of Kane towards goal. Loose between the circles, and the Bears can't get a shot off. And now it's going to be led ahead here. Bears will come back with it again at the left point. Driven in here by Town. Town along with Mills and Purdy on the ice. Late on the change here will be Kane towards goal. Kane, kick save. Rebound hits the side goal. Alvarez another stop as it's loosened behind the goal again. Turn opportunity, forehand try, stripped away. As SUNY Canton now will punch it out to neutral ice. Back on it will be Rachel Kane here for SUNY Potsdam. 14:30 go second period. Longfree hit the defender skate. Valencat now lifted out, loose in the middle. And trying to get to it first there was Carly Green, but she gets taken away from the play. Roos now from their own zone. Neutral ice, right side of the rink. As we skated down here by Karina Barnett. Barnett now, high slot, leaves it down low for Labor. Barnett again trying to feed it in front, knocked away. Bears will carry out with 6 minutes gone second period. Right in front of the Roos bench it goes. Back to the left side, we get a penalty. Tripping call with 6:01 gone here in the second period.
This is going to be SUNY Canton going off on the trip as well. Canton was a little upset here a little bit ago when there was a Canton player that went down inside their defensive end. Thought there should have been a tripping call there. It was not seen that way, but now the Bears go on the power play as it's going to be 96 for the Roos going off. That's going to be Hannah Clement.
Teach Out with a shot right off the face-off win, saved by Alvarez. So again, Hannah Clement, as John mentioned, junior from Ottawa, Ontario. in the penalty box for the trip. 6 seconds into this power play. Another face-off in the Bears' offensive zone.
Bears got to find a way to get the puck towards the net a little bit better. Move it across. There's the shot, trying to get through lots of bodies here. I'd like to see a few more passes here to get some better shot opportunities, higher percentage, if you will.
Rebecca Kane from behind the goal will carry it out. Now Merrill, right point, has it again, top right circle. Merrill skates in, forehand try, knocked down in front, hit her own player. It's kept alive by Teach out left side. Teach out on the power play, and it's 1:27 left in it. High slot towards goal, knocked down in front again, off the drive of Chambers. Scooted back behind the net. Teach out reaches for it. Can she keep it in? She does, and gets past the defender. Teach out now gets shielded away from the play. On the back check, Lone trying to backhand it out of the zone. Right in front of the Bears bench it goes. Teach out and the lone battle along the left wing side. Teach out cross ring for Merrill. From the dot, takes a shot, and it's blocked again. Merrill will look to pump it out to the point here for Chambers. Teach out will keep it high slot. Over to Merrill, over to Teach out, and take it away. And maybe a straight opportunity. Chambers comes back on the back check to take it away from the streaking Danica Lalone. Here's Chambers now, enters his zone, drops it off, no one there. Bears keep it off high slot. Merrill between the circles, squeezed off the play. 37 seconds to go in the Bears power play. They trail 1-0. Here's Teach out with a shot, saved by Alvarez, and she holds on with 31 to go in the power play. Still 1-0 SUNY Canton.
The one thing that I've noticed about the Potsdam Bears this year, they do a lot of one-on-one play. The puck isn't moving as quickly as you would like, in my opinion. So a lot of one-on-one play. That's what you're going to want to play as a defender. If all I have to do is defend against you, I don't have to worry about a 2-on-1 situation. Puck movement, especially on the power play, is the order of the day. You've got to be able to stay away from that. We're trying to make one-on-one moves, and right now the Bears have been guilty of that so far in this game, in my opinion.
Face off to the blocker side of Alvarez at the left point here for Potsdam. Rachel Kane, one-timer, and hits the stick of the Rue player, stays out and out to neutral ice. Gaining the offensive blue line, short-handed this time will be Snook. Snook comes in short-handed, and she gets it driven over the glass and out of play. Who did it go off of is the question with 14 to go on the Bears power play.
And that's going to go off a Potsdam player. I believe it was Holmes that deflected the puck out of play off the initial shot. So that faceoff is going to remain in the Potsdam zone with 14 seconds remaining. 12-12 to go here in this second period. The Roos lead it by 1.
Glove side, Potsdam netminder Ellie Zerflu, the junior from Colorado, as the Bears will win it in their own territory. Position himself behind Zerflu. Off to the left wing boards, neutral ice. Gaining the blue line this time will be Mills. Dumps it in behind Alvarez. Power play has expired, by the way, as Hansen tries to drive it out here for SUNY Canton. Hansen backpedals for it, gets in the corner. D to D the other way for Panko. 1-0 SUNY Canton with 11:45 to go in the second period here from the Maxiel Ice Arena on 100.1 FM and WPDM Sports. Puck lifted towards the left side, on the move towards the corner. First two will be Kane on the back check for Potsdam. Roos send 2 in behind the goal line. As De Toro was tied up a bit, puck will now be frozen along the crease here with 11:29 to go in the second period.
Ellie Zerflu really had a good possession of that puck. It was Hannah Clement who came in with a little extracurricular there, tried to poke the puck through. The Bears didn't take any exception to that, but clearly Zerflu had possession of the puck.
False start on the face-off. We'll have to reset it again. Color commentator for the Section Hockey Championships on the NFH Network with me, John. Dick Christie with the puck drop there.
Another North Country name.
He's well, he won't be going to Buffalo with Greg Lipinski this Saturday. He's got the weekend off, it looks like. So he might as well be officiating some women's hockey. 11 minutes to go here in the second period. SUNY Canton leading 1-0 on a lone tally at 18:30. Get a trip up, play on rules, still loose. Caney arguing that no, the back official called it. Okay, so it will be a trip here on SUNY Canton.
Going to be Carly Green.
Or yeah, so SUNY Potsdam, excuse me, yeah.
It's going to be Carly Green, and they're taking 2.
So 1 for 1 each. So Green's off here for Potsdam. And we got another penalty on SUNY Canton's Karina Barrett.
Did not see.
I wonder if they called Carly Green on a dive, because Barrett hooked Green down. We'll hear the official. Maybe they called Green on a dive. You don't usually get that in the women's game anyway.
Right.
Here's Snook, who gets tripped up on the back check, and it's going to be another penalty on the Bears. So it's now going to be 4-on-3.
That's going to be Olivia Chambers that will go off. She left her feet to block the shot and ended up tripping up the Canton forward. That was number 20, Desiree Snook, who ended up getting upended, if you will. So the Bears will be down 2 players here.
No, it will be 4-on-3.
Oh, excuse me,
Yep.
that's correct. Yeah,
Yep.
4-on-3. Matching penalties.
The matching penalties, yep. So a 4-on-3 for 1:52. A lot of open ice. So the Roos will square up here, right side of Zerflu, tie up along the dot. Martin tries to work it free. Roos will now come away with it in the perimeter, back behind the goal. Already up 1-0. Redirection in front. Gets knocked back to the point. As it works back on the stick here of Garofalo. Left side towards goal. Shot by Hansen. Saved by Zerflu. Rebound in the corner. Picked up here by SUNY Canton. 4-on-3 for 1:29. 1-0 Roos. Left side towards goal. Snook. Rebound. Backhander. Blocked down. Loose in front. Zerflu trying to get back in position. It looks like the forward is right on top of it. At the top of the crease. Not in the blue ice here, John. As the clock will stop with 1:21 to go on the can. 4-on-3.
Well, that was a juicy rebound if you will ever see one. The left pad of Zerflu kicked the puck away right onto the stick of Garofalo and couldn't get the puck by Ellie, who had ended up establishing good position, but there was a lot of people in front there before the whistle was blown.
Puck pushed through here this time for Lettinen, who's on the ice, centering this power play, middle left wing side. Cross the rink, hits a skate, and almost gets to the reach here. Garofalo, who cuts into the corner now. Pinned into the boards, gets the help with Lettinen, trailing the play. Right face off out to Garofalo. One-timer by Hansen, kicked out by Zerflu. Rebound this time the other side for Garofalo. Kicked out again, back behind the goal with 53 to go on the 4-on-3. Canton leading 1-0 in the slot for the Bears. Again towards the end here for DeToro, and it's going to be knocked away again as we get a whistle with 46 seconds going. The Canton 4-on-3.
Ellie very busy at both sides of her net there. Had to make, I believe, 3 saves in that recent stanza, but really she was up to the task, there's no doubt. She was able to hold on to the last one. Canton with good puck movement and good opportunities on the power play, but lost the face-off, and the Bears are able to clear the zone.
Puck back behind Alvarez. Potson finally clears it out for the first time on this 4-on-3. 33 seconds left in it. Roos up 1-0. Gaining the offensive line is SUNY Canton. Drop off pass back to the left point. Cross the rink to the right side as it's held on to here by Clement. Clement now keeps life centering feed. Goes through everybody over to the left wing side for Morris. Driven back the other way. High slot. Here's again a shot, hits a stick off the drive of Sydney Valenquette. Stays in the left point position, puck in the lower corner. 2-on-2 scramble, finally freed up by the Bears. Valenquette keeps it in by a skate. Drives over the right wing side. Here's a drive, and now will get through again. Zerflu gets a piece of it. Now with 3 seconds to go on a 5-on-4, we are back to even strength. It remains 1-0, though the Roos keep the pressure going in the offensive zone with 8:49 to go, second period. Out to the right point for Garofalo. Garofalo through a screen, hits a bare skate, tipped out of the zone, and this will go all the way on goal. No icing, but trying to get a close to a breakaway chance there were the Bears and Merrill, as it'll be swept away. Now SUNY Canton will crisscross their way through neutral ice and get pressure up to the right side with McKinnon. Taken off the play, McKinnon now waits, tries to draw it back to the point. Defenseman change up here for Coach Grant and the Roos, as now the Bears have it again left wing side. Up ahead here for Rowell. Rowell gives it up to the high slot, intercepted, back the other way, Labor. Labor leads ahead on a breakaway opportunity for the Roos. Blocker saved by Zerflu on the drive by McKinnon. Zerflu back in her crease, kept in left point for Hansen. Hansen at the line, barely on the paint, turns it on goal. Zerflu the save into the glove with 8 minutes to go in the second period. Another breakaway stop there for Ellie Zerflu.
Well, a couple of really good saves, no doubt about it. She's been busy. I wonder if Alvarez is awake down here at the other end of the rink. I don't think she's seen a shot on goal here in quite some time, but Ellie Zerflu is backstopping this Bears team right now. They need to find a way to get out of the zone here. They've been They've been really hemmed in, not only by the penalties, but the good quickness of the skating and the forecheck.
Another stick save by Zerflu. Ruse keep the pressure going in the lower corner, leading 1-0. Could be a lot worse here for Potsdam. Ruse now have it high slot. It'll be Valenket over to Young, towards goal, save, backhand, another stop by Zerflu, still loose, rebound, gets open net, and the Ruse will score. Looks like Lalone again on a wraparound opportunity to make it 2-0.
Only a matter of time here, in my opinion, as the Ruse have had the majority of the play. They've been the quicker of the skaters here in the second part of this game so far, and Ellie Zerflu couldn't get from one side of the net to the other in time to prevent that wraparound. So the Kangaroos take a 2-0 lead here with 7:31 to go in the second period.
Danica Lalone, her second of the game, John, on that wraparound tally.
Knew where she was going the minute she got the puck.
So face-off control here by SUNY Canton right off the bat, poke checked away here by the Bears. Snook had that win. Bears now with pressure again. I don't think they've had a shot on goal, as you mentioned, in this entire second period. If not, it's been a while. They did have a power play. They may have gotten one. Now we're going to get a penalty on who? We're going to get a hooking call, I think, on the Bears again.
Going to have a look here.
I think it might be against SUNY Canton. We'll see.
No, it's going to be on the Bears. That is going to be... I'm going to take a look at it. I think that's Marandola, who's going off, number 19, the fine freshman from Oakville, Ontario. Face-off coming well back into the zone. Good to see Jane Rowell back out there. She was the injured Potsdam player that went off, favoring her shoulder, but she's been back in the play.
On the face-off draw, Megan Sheen will skate back behind the goal, trying to clear it away. Ruse keep it in on the power play. Third power play of the game for them. Even strength goal, by the way, for Lalone to make it a 2-0 game. The first one was a 4-on-4. That one was a 5-on-5. To the right side, Leighton with a quick snapper, and a save made by Zerflu. Big rebound goes behind the net. As now the Bears finally chip it out, airborne towards Alvarez, who gets a little exercise now coming out of the crease.
Well, Leighton didn't want to go short side to high on the goaltender. There was some net evident up there. She had a good shot, just didn't get enough on it.
Skating back and getting her balance will be Panko. She'll drive it over left side. Pitchforked ahead through neutral ice. Nope, kept in here by the Bears from one. Ruse now will reset, get all 5 players back in their own zone and try to break it out.
Was that not an offside? It hit our player.
I know it did. Here's Lettinen now, top right circle. Off the bench, Valenket now, high slot. Cindy Valenket will hold on to it with Lettinen to her right. Back to Lettinen, right face-off dot, through a screen, save, Zerflu, rebound, she'll cover up, get the quick whistle with 48 to go in the SUNY Canton power play.
Zerflu had to get down there in a hurry. That shot was labeled to go between her legs. She just barely got down there and protected that puck and held on for the face-off. But right now the play here in the second period has been all SUNY Canton.
Face-off glove side of Zerflu. 44 to go on the power play. Loose in the slot area. Trying to get it back. Ruse due left wing boards. Nice nifty move here. Quick snapshot towards goal here by Clement. Knocked away and the Bears will break out shorthanded. 2-on-2 to the right side for Merrill. Merrill toe drag move. Keeps it on her backhand, but now gets muscled off the play. Ruse back the other side. Pitchfork to the blue line where the Bears will intercept. Swept in deep inside the Root territory defensive zone. Valenket will hold on to it in front of her own goal. Stretch pass, a weak one. Tied up, and now on the back check, scooped up by Kane. She'll right off the neutral zone boards, trying to fling it forward here for Keeley Town. Ruse keep it in the lower corner. Opportunity now here for Labor. Towards goal, saved by Zerflu. Rebound to the right side. Penalty has expired. 5:14 to go second period. Out of the box and actually onto the bench now will be Rebecca Kane. As the fifth player, Merrill Steele. Bears trying to get something going or get some shots on net, trailing 2-0 here at home to SUNY Canton. Lower corner on the chase and a big check along the left wing side, and they're going to get the call here on the Ruse. That was Jamie McElveen on the body check. I think they're going to call here on SUNY Canton. Officially interference, but it was a body check. Can't do it in women's hockey. Bears will get a break and get a power play here in the second period.
Well, there's an opportunity here to get back in the game here. No doubt about that. Interference call, body check, whichever one you want to call it. But face-off's going to be in the Bears zone. Bears got to figure out a way, get that puck moving a little bit quicker, get some opportunities off the pass rather than the one-on-one move.
So Alicia Mirandola on the drop for the Bears. Ruse will have it quickly. Guided out of the zone here by McElveen. Short-handed right corner in the offensive zone. So short-handed, the Ruse will have it deep inside the offensive end of the rink. Bears trying to set things up and get the power play going, but they're getting tied up in their own zone. McElveen just keeping along the dasher. Finally, Bears will wrestle it away. Long stretch pass, a good one. Barely staying on side is Mirandola. Top right side, drop back pass. Kicked into the corner. Mirandola has it right corner. Holds, drives it back to the right point. Slow roller. Picked up here. And cutting in will be redirected in. Here is a shot towards goal. Saved by Alvarez on the drive by Kane. Cleared away, left point. No, out of play. It goes off the stick of the Potsdam defenseman, Sheehan. So it'll be face-off, I think, in the neutral zone here with 1:17 to go in the power play.
Yeah, that was a nice pass to Kane just above the hash marks in the slot area. She's able to get a good quick shot away. Probably the best look the Bears have seen here in the second period.
Alongside John Horn, my name is Chris Engel. Late second period, Potsdam power play, women's college hockey. SUNY Canton leading SUNY Potsdam 2-0. Bears establish the pressure here just inside the blue line on the face-off when Merrill will rip it away. In between the circles, draws it back, right face-off circle. Skates away from a couple players. Now resets, gives it up to Chambers. Chambers cuts into the hash marks, holds. Tough angle chance, saved by Alvarez. Rebound right side of the crease here. Valencat trying to clear it away. She changes direction, holds and flings it down the rink. Goes past the official. Zerf will stay in the crease, and now shorted chance, kind of a quick one there for DeToro. And now the Bears have established themselves. 38 to go in the power play from their own zone. Blue line to red line. Off the reach of Merrill. On sides, yes. Drop off. It'll be Merrill to hold on to it. Settles back for teach out. Merrill cuts in. Waits, holds, fires. Alvarez way out of the goal, but it's kicked out of the zone. Goes all the way back to Zerflu with 20 to go on the power play.
Canton clogging up the middle, taking care of the rebounds, getting them down the ice. No loose pucks in the slot area for very long. Canton doing a nice job on the PK here tonight.
So SUNY Canton comes back with it in their own zone. Bears, we have 5 to go on the power play. We're looking for one more opportunity, but Hansen will dump it down. And we're back to even strength. 2:55 to go, second period. 2-0 lead for SUNY Canton as Danica Lalone has scored both goals here for the Roos. Right side of the neutral zone, onto the stick now of Green. Green enters the zone, gets taken off the play, kept alive in the high slot. Carly Green now works over lower left wing side. Green along with Teach out and Kane out on the ice quickly. Now Purdy comes out. Teach out across the ring from the right point towards the redirection, and it goes in! A shot from the right point, and the Bears have cut it in half, 2-1.
Well, that's going to be a shot from the point. Rachel Kane got that quick shot away, a snapper, if you will, but it was a redirect, so we're going to see who gets credit for the goal. There's no doubt about that puck was touched before it went into the net. Whether it was a Kangaroos player or a Bears player, we'll wait for the official reading, but the shot from the point is by Rachel Kane. They were picking the puck out of the net, so whoever it was their first goal.
It has to be Rachel. She's a freshman, so I think she was the one first in the line with the handshakes, Josh. I think it was Rachel Kane, first career goal, probably off a SUNY Canton defender in front. That may be the case here, but nevertheless, coming at exactly 17:30 of the second period, it's now 2-1 SUNY Canton.
I think that was an even strength goal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But the Bears kept the pressure going on that power play after it expired, John, so they had some momentum and finally got a bounce to go their way to cut the deficit in half.
Yes, indeed. So, again, Kane from that right point, quick snapper. She got it away quick. Good quick release.
Face-off controlled. It'll be Rachel Kane. So, unassisted for Kane, they say. Officially, we'll see if there's any assists. Bears almost tied it on a quick face-off win and chance in front of the goal where Alvarez kept it out of the net. Now SUNY Canton will steal it in the offensive zone, keeping the pressure going on the forecheck. Left side, scooped up to the forehand here of Barnett. Quick snapper towards goal by Hansen, redirected wide. Bears now break out with some momentum. 2-1 now. It's going to be Carly Green, left face-off, across the ring. Can't hit the streaking Kane, Rebecca Kane on the right wing side. Now it's going to be SUNY Canton the other side, top left wing boards. Going to be cut into here by Scarlett DeToro as the Roos try to keep the pressure going inside their offensive zone. 1:30 left in the second, 2-1 SUNY Canton. Goal by Rachel Kane of the Bears unassisted at 17:30. Potsdam now with it, left wing side, right in front of the bench as it goes. Valenkat turns it back around as everyone jostles after around the red line. Here for Rebecca Holmes. Flipped in by Holmes. Alvarez at a tough angle will hold on to it, tap it over to her defensive Valenkat. Now goes cross-range. There's a good interception here by Delaneve. Delaneve towards goal, saved by Alvarez, and she'll hold on. Delaneve trying to go 5-0 on Alvarez, but exactly 1 minute to go here in this period. Still 2-1, SUNY Canton.
Never a bad idea to put the puck towards the net. It kind of was a little bit of a knuckler, if you will, and I think that Alvarez had trouble controlling it, a little bit delayed on gathering it in for the rebound, so a little bit of an extended play there by Delaneve if she came in looking to poke away at that loose puck.
Puck won by the Bears, towards goal again by Kane, redirected wide. Merrill gives a chase in the corner, 53 to go in the period, 2-1 Roos. Bears looking for the equalizer. Look for a centering feed, puck dribbles, and it actually will be covered up by Alvarez. It looked like it was going to go behind the goal, but it was cut off the pass before Rebecca Kane could get to it on the other side.
Yeah, good play by Alvarez. She could recognize the play as it was going to unfold. Reached behind the goal line to grab it and shut it down before the offensive play by the Bears could continue. So nice, smart play by goaltender Alvarez.
47.3 to go in the second period. Bears win it. Kane now bounce it in behind the goal for Merrill. Switches positions here with Delaneve at the left point. Here's a drive towards goal by Swamp, blocked. And the Roos now will chip it out. Nope, kept in here by Potsdam. Good forecheck here by the Bears late in the second period. SUNY Canton have a tough time getting out of their own zone finally to the stick here of Hannah Clement. Clement to center ice for Lalone. Drop back at the blue line. Intercepted again here by Potsdam and Kane as it's dumped in for an icing. 15.6 seconds to go in the second period. Icing on SUNY Potsdam. Face off back in the SUNY Canton zone.
Well, Swamp had an idea of trying to hook up with Merrill there on that long stretch pass. Good quick release, just a little bit out in front of her on that indirect pass through the neutral zone. So, anytime you can see Kaylee Merrill with a little open ice, it's always a good idea to get her the puck because she has all sorts of great gifts offensively. And with 15, 18 seconds to go in that period, it would have been a nice opportunity, but Taylor Swamp just missed her a little bit.
Lettinen wins the draw. Labor down low, now tied up 6 seconds ago. Bears just eat along the boards. Freed up, there are 2 seconds left. One more try at the point. It'll be Valenkat towards goal, not quite. End of 2 here, John, so the Bears still trail by 1. They finally get some momentum back. They had a power play, didn't score on it, but kept the pressure going, get a great shot at the point as Rachel Kane gets her first of her career, but still, for most of that period, it was SUNY Canton putting it to SUNY Potsdam.
Yeah, albeit for the last probably 5-6 minutes, it was all SUNY Canton. I don't think Alvarez saw a shot on goal, but then it was the power play that got the momentum going for the Bears as they were able to have sustained pressure in the offensive zone, albeit a couple of opportunities, not great ones, but as you recalled, maybe the extended play on the power play is what resulted in that the goal for the Bears. It was an attempted clear, I believe, that was knocked down by Kane, who ends up taking the shot. A redirect, in my opinion, but nonetheless got by Alvarez. So a good opportunity, good shot from the point, good quick release, gets the Bears on the board. And as we end this, we go into the second intermission, the Bears are trailing by 1 goal.
So it's SUNY Canton 2, SUNY Potsdam 1. Shots in that second period, 18-9 in favor of SUNY Canton. Most of those 9 shots late in the period by SUNY Potsdam too. So
they, honestly, unless there was a couple early on in the second period, it didn't seem like the Bears, they were going to have to do the ice in the Canton zone. Really, the Bears just couldn't find a way out. Had to kill off a number of penalties, but you can't just look to be the quicker of the skating teams in that second period. I may even say that they may be the quicker of the 2 teams all around. They seem to have good skating, good quickness on their feet, and they move the puck very well to complement that skating.
So after 2 periods of play, SUNY Canton leading SUNY Potsdam 2-1 on the St. Lawrence Federal Credit Union scoreboard. During the intermission, after a timeout, we'll talk to Kaylee Grant, the Potsdam native and new SUNY Canton women's hockey coach. Again, on the scoreboard, SUNY Canton 2, SUNY Potsdam 1. Back with more during the intermission, including a talk with Coach Grant after these messages. Okay, play 8 commercials, the interview, and then more commercials after that. Just probably the 8 commercials after that, please. Thank you. So 8 commercials, interview, 8 commercials, bump it back to me. Thank you. So 2 goals by Danica Lalone, and Potsdam responds with a Rachel Kane, her first of her career, late in the second period. 2-1 lead here for the SUNY Canton Kangaroos. Women's College Hockey on WPDM Sports alongside John Horn. My name is Chris Engel. Lopsided shot advantage for SUNY Canton in that second period. John, 18-9 in favor of the Roos, and it showed they had several power play opportunities. Both teams, though, combined 0 for 4 on the combined 0 for 8 on the power play. No one has scored on the power play yet, but we have a 4-on-4 goal and 2 even strength goals that happened after power plays expired. So momentum is kind of carried is kind of theme here. Momentum after power plays is kind of carried through for all 3 of these goals here this afternoon.
Yeah, and there's no doubt Rachel Kane ends up getting that goal at 17:30 of the second period. Teachout and Marandola would pick up the assist. We originally were informed that it was unassisted, but they ended up giving out the assist on there. I thought it was, if I reflect on it, I thought it was a attempted clear, but it was not, because the puck ended up coming, looked almost like it was floating when it got to Kane, but she was able to get the shot away quickly. Good snapshot from the point for the Bears' first marker. And of course, Lalone with that to put the Roos up by 2, with DeToro and Young picking up the assist. Face-offs in that period, totals for the face-off of the game are 18 for Canton and 27 for Potsdam. So Potsdam's been doing a pretty good job on the face-offs here tonight.
So 2-1 SUNY Canton leading SUNY Potsdam on our sister station later on tonight. Clarkson hosting Arizona State, 6:50 pregame, 7 p.m. face-off here at Maxey Hall. League action continues for the Bears. They host Buffalo State tonight, Fredonia on Saturday, and then next weekend the Bears have kind of the town on their own. Clarkson men are off. SUNY Potsdam be hosting a tournament Thanksgiving weekend.
Yes, indeed, and that's going to be on Saturday afternoon and Sunday afternoon for the men's games. It will be SUNY Canton who will be playing Hamilton. I believe it's a 4 o'clock start here on Saturday afternoon, with the men playing Stonehill, the SUNY Potsdam men playing Stonehill on Saturday night at 7 o'clock. Stonehill has recently upgraded their program, if you want to call it an upgrade, to Division I. They're playing a mixture of a schedule this year and will play a full Division I schedule next year. I'm not sure what league they're going to be in, but
I think they announced what league they might. I don't know if Atlantic Hockey can accept any more teams.
Well,
Long Island now has Division I. Linwood is Division I. So there may be some hodgepodge of some sort of league going on in Division I men's hockey, and everyone. St. Thomas is Division I now too.
Alabama, Huntsville, or whatever. You're gonna have to have a lot of money in your savings account for the travel expenses if they put that league together. But nonetheless, on Sunday, the games, I think, is it 1 or 2 is the first game? It's early afternoon, and that will be SUNY Canton will be playing Stonehill, and then Potsdam will be playing in the latter game. I know that's a 5 o'clock start.
And Stonehill's in Massachusetts, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
And that's going to be against Hamilton. So the visiting teams to the North Country Invitational are going to be Stonehill and Hamilton. The women's team will be featuring River College next week, and King's College next week, and that's going to be, that team is coached by Hall of Famer Jordan Knott, probably the most decorated women's player to play at SUNY Potsdam. Played professional for the Buffalo Buttes, and she's done a great job getting that program off and rolling.
Was the softball coach here before going on to coach hockey. Helped Jay Green a little bit, I believe, too, when he was coaching the women as well. But the all-time leading scorer in SUNY Potsdam Division III history. National Rookie of the Year as well, her freshman year.
Yeah.
So big time player.
It'll be great to see hockey. We're talking about the history of North Country hockey. For years and years, they would play Canton, St. Lawrence and Clarkson would bring a team from Michigan or Colorado or Denver out here. I'm talking way back back in the 50s and 60s.
When Walker Arena used to have electricity in it. Well, it has electricity, it doesn't have ice anymore.
Yeah, that's it. But way back in the late 50s and early 60s. And then, of course, there was a North Country Invitational Tournament for both teams. So hockey in the North Country on the Thanksgiving holiday, kind of a tradition.
Yes. So trying to keep that tradition going here at SUNY Potsdam as both teams flooding back out onto the ice, about ready to start the third period of play. Again, thanks to Kaylee Grant, who spent a couple minutes with us before the game, as she was our interview during the second intermission. Her uncle Sean might be listening. Sean Grant, who played goalie at Clarkson.
I know Sean,
tell you,
yes.
when she got the job, first one on Facebook, look at my niece, look what she's done. Very proud of her. So, anyway.
Now those North Country connections.
That's right, all over the place today. There you go, start of the third period. SUNY Potsdam trailing 2-1 here to SUNY Canton on WPDM Sports, 100.1 FM, streaming live wildcountry.fm. I'll take the week off next week, John. And I think my first high school game will be a girls hockey game, a rematch of the Final Four last year, Malone and Potsdam at Pine Street early in the year on November 30th.
Well, they're just getting at it. As you well know, North Country football is just kind of coming to an end last week and maybe next Sunday. Or this coming
Sunday. If you haven't heard, the Governor game, which was to be played tonight down in the Albany area, postponed until Sunday down in Mechanicville versus Warrensburg, Lake George, North Warren. Warrensburg, the main school there. Here's a quick shot falling down to take that shot for SUNY Potsdam. There was Rebecca Kane. She almost got it on goal. Alvarez stands her ground as the Bears win the faceoff to begin the third period, and now get a quick steal here on the right side with Sheehan. Sheehan back in position along the right wing boards. Kept in deep here by Potsdam. 25 seconds into the third. Still 2-1 Ruse. So he can't try to dig it out. Kept in left point again, this time by Alex Quinn. Backhands it. Stolen here, left face-off circle between the circles. Still loose. Where is it? It's picked up at the hash marks here by SUNY Canton. They look to chip it out and do so. Little soft tapper towards the backboards. It'll be icing waved off. Alex Quinn of Potsdam, first two for the Bears. Bang pass through neutral ice. Up ahead on the move for Merrill. They got her cherry picking along the blue line on sides. Megan Teachout trailing the play. Lower corner again as Coach Haney has shuffled the lines just a hair here, trying to get the right players out. As the Roos now come back with it. Center ice. Left side of the center circle will be worked away once again here by McElveen, as the puck will be driven back and led ahead through neutral ice. 2-1 SUNY Canton, 18:40 to go third period. On the back check, quickly scooped up here by McGarity. As she leans ahead towards the right side from the defensive position. Hansen can't control it. Bears 3-on-2 across the blend for Teachout. Off the edge of her stick, over towards the right corner. 1:40 gone in the third period, still 2-1. Ruse, middle left wing side, waiting for it is Holmes. She'll give it back towards goal, close range, and we get a cover up here by Alvarez. Bear player tripped up, but no arm up by Mr. Hansen with 18:12 to go here in the third. 2-1 SUNY Canton.
Carly Green having a little bit of a conversation there. Certainly got up end of the stick, was in the skates as she went down, right directly in front of the referee Hansen, but he chose not to make that call.
Face off to the right of Alvarez. 2-1 Rose. Bears control. They've had it here the first couple minutes. No real clear chances on goal. Out to the point again for Sheehan towards goal, and knocked away by Alvarez. Over in the lower left wing side now. The Roos get tied up trying to clear it out of their own territory. Change of direction behind the net here for Barrett. As again the Bears getting aggressive here along the boards, finding the Roos, trying to free up some space. Bears will still keep it alive, barely high slot area. It's still inside the offensive zone for Merrill. Trailing the play again with it here right side is Delaneve. She'll go into the corner, help out on the cycle, work it in behind the goal. Off to left wing for Quinn. Keeps it in with a skate. Delaneve at the left point now, waiting for the pass from Quinn. Does so through a screen, knocked down by Alvarez. She'll hold on to it. Here is 17:24 to go in the third, so the Bears aggressive. All of the 2:36 pretty much has been in the Potsdam offensive zone to start this third period.
Well, I tell you, good pinch in by the defensive player there, keeps the puck in, but like you called, the defensive position was filled by Delaneve. Puck came right to her. She got a good quick shot away. Alvarez had to make a nice save on her right-hand side.
Kane and Quinn at the blue line. It'll be Quinn on the back check to scoop it up at the defensive blue line. Bank pass right wing side, just out of her intended person's reach. Led ahead here, just out of the reach here of Marandola. Picked up an assist on that Kane goal late in the second period. Now defenseman Asha Hansen will work it out here for SUNY Canton. Along the left wing side, a little wrister towards goal, just wide off the stick of DeToro. No, right wing side again kept in here. Middle right wing boards. Bears now will break out. tap it forward, gets to the skate and to the stick, and the reach here for Mills. Mills had a couple fortuitous bounces, couldn't quite get it down to her forehand. As now SUNY Canton will break it out. Swung out to the center circle on a 2-on-2 opportunity. Chop right wing side, stays in play. Swung back in, big collision on the boards, frees up the puck. Bears trying to get back on it, left side neutral zone, can't quite do so. Now onto the forehand of Barrett. Tries to drive it the other way, instead it'll be dumped in. And it'll be Taylor Swamp on it here for Potsdam. Tipped in through neutral ice. On the chase now McKinnon for SUNY Canton. 16-12 to go third period. 2-1 SUNY Canton. As Danica Lalona scored both goals for the Roos. So lower right wing corner. Sitting back behind the net. Bears now settle behind Zerflu. As now it's in front of the penalty box as it's sent back in by the Roos. Across the rink. Stretch pass. Holmes begins it towards the corner. Looking for a centering feed in front of Town. As now we get a 2-on-2 scramble over the right shoulder of Alvarez. Loose in the lower left wing side again. Pumped out to the point. Waiting for it is Sheehan. Middle left wing boards again. Cross the ring, trying to hit the defender coming off the bench. Quinn, she'll drive it in on the forehand. Wide of the goal, behind the net once more. Bears will settle. Begin the cycle behind the net. Skips over the forward stick. With 15:25 to go in the third period. Roos will counter. Get it neutral zone, just out of the reach of everybody. Back to Sheehan. Bouncer now to Town. Top left wing side, or actually for Carly Green, that's Green. Lower corner. Looks to settle back to the left point. Little toe drag move, intercepted. Roos again. Green trying to keep it through and does so. Nice hustle along the blue line by Sheehan as now the Roos will take it away. Left side of the neutral zone. Little tap pass on sides, reached back in towards goal here by DeToro. Now swung in here by the Roos again. DeToro in the corner. Switches positions. Middle right wing side again as the Roos finally establish some offensive pressure here. Cutting in here is the low looking for a third. Tip loose and steered aside here by Zerflu. Over the lower left wing side. Centering feed, no good. Here come the Bears the other way. It sticks onto the tape of Swamp coming in towards goal for Merrill as well. Loose in front. Player knocked down. And SUNY Canton will come with it again. 14:25 to go in the third. Roos up by a goal. Settled in, pushed in here by Labor as the Roos will change up their forwards and their D. Kept in at the point. Hansen whiffs on it. Bears now try to clear. And it's kept alive right wing side here for Clement. Towards goal, she scores! Picks the left corner. Hannah Clement makes it 3-1 SUNY Canton.
Well, what a snipe that was. There's no doubt about it. She just really ripped that thing. That's as hard a shot as you're going to see. The puck went from one side of the rink to the other. Ellie Zerfu couldn't get over there and get squared up in enough time, but really a roofed shot, just a beautiful wrist shot, quick release, 2-goal advantage now for the Canton Kangaroos with 14:11 to go here in the third period.
Junior from Ottawa, Ontario, Hannah Clement with her 5th of the season, 10th of her career. And now the Bears win the faceoff, looking to answer shot, saved by Alvarez, rebound in the slot, poke free to the hash marks, and the Roos will carry out, now leading 3-1. 14 minutes ago here in the third period. We'll get the official here in a minute on the Clement goal. As Sheehan back on here for Potsdam. Now it's SUNY Canton leading 3-1. Right side again to the circle. Played back out to the point. As we reset here, Valquette to the right wing side through a screen and goes through the top of the crease and wide. Bears now settle, giving a chase once more. This time will be Keeley Town. Town right corner. Head first dive, try to keep it in play, does so. Teach out, trailing the play, can't keep it inside the zone. Back out to Quinn. Slides it over for a D partner, quick tap over to Teach out. Left circle, waits, comes in, toe drag move looking at center, no, holds on to it as it stays it behind the goal. Teach out again, a sweep it to her forehand, pump it out to the point. Here's Kane. Rachel Kane through a screen again, wide of the goal. Off the boards to Quinn. Cuts in for the right wing side here for Potsdam with 13:05 to go in the period. High slot reached onto here by Barnett. The Bears keep the pressure going. They had a lot of pressure early on in the period. As Teach out again, goes in the corner for Green. Green stops, works over the point. Here's a drive for Holmes, knocked down by her own players. Now the Roos will settle. Push it ahead on a 2-on-2 with 12:40 to go in the third period. 3-1 SUNY Canton. Puck in behind of Zerflu. Over on the right wing, Bears will skate out with it. Turned over at the red line. Hansen lost it. Now breakaway opportunity. This time for Marandola. She gets taken down. We're going to get a no penalty. Okay. Thought we were going to get a penalty. Marandola got dropped down As now will be worked over to the point for Swamp. Cuts into the board. Swamp, Grister towards goal. Stick save by Alvarez. Big rebound over to the left wing side again. Swamp hustling to the high slot. Keeps it alive. Holds. Fires actually his teach out through the screen. Wide left post. Bears hustling around the perimeter, getting some opportunities. Still trailing 3-1 here to SUNY Canton at home. Ruse will come up with it again. As the work head off the bottom of the boards to Holmes, trying to keep it alive. Can't quite do so. And now SUNY pots in with it. Worked in the middle. This time for Delaneve. And off the left side for Barnett. Delaneve, pitchforks it ahead. On the chase is Rebecca Kane. Goes in behind the goal trying to loosen up the puck. Now it'll be SUNY Canton the other way. Interception. Merrill on the side. Comes in. It's hauled down. Penalty upcoming here on SUNY Canton. Bears go on the power play down 2. That was a definite takedown as Merrill went on both knees as she was hauled down from behind with 11:30 to go in the third period.
Well, Merrill gets the puck just about the top of the face-off circle there. Came in, tried to make a one move and get some free ice, but ended up having to be hauled down. She was moving right to that slot area. Dangerous player, Kaylee Merrill, Bears' top scorer, so hauled her down, and that's going to put the Bears on the advantage here at 11:30 to go in the third period.
Alessia Marindol on the draw for Potsdam. Ruse will win it, however. Left point kept in. No, skipped over a stick. And now a shredded opportunity here for SUNY Canton. One-on-one. Right circle shot. Saved by Zerflu. So Ellie Zerflu holds on to it. As the shorthand opportunity by Scarlett DeToro, I believe. Denied here by the Potsdam netminder.
Now came right in. Another good shot. But the timely save by Ellie Zerflu keep this at a 2-goal margin here. Bears on the advantage.
Desiree Snook, by the way, in the penalty box here for SUNY Canton. Ruse will control left side of the red line, shorthanded. As Emerton taps it in, she'll go in behind the goal on the forecheck. Now tied up behind Zerflu. And now the Bears control it right side neutral zone. 2 center ice. Onside, top right circle. Drawn back, now for Holmes, towards goal, saved by Alvarez. We had a piece of it as it goes behind the goal, back to Holmes' right point. 3 up high, 2 down low on this power play for Potsdam. Teachout defers to the left point person. Teachout now has it, 3 strides in, holds back to Holmes. Holmes in the circle, tipped and out of play. 1:09 to go in the power play. Looks like the faceoff remains in the Potsdam zone.
Good aggressive penalty kill. The penalty kill has been solid all night, really, for both teams, but Canton has been really pressuring the pass, as they say, and the Bears aren't getting a lot of opportunities to get either a good clear pass to a better opportunity or a good clear shot on goal.
So face off to the glove side of Alvarez, and Merrill will take the draw, and Potsdam needs another player. There we go. Alicia Marindol will be at the right point on this power play. Loose in the circle, cutting in Rebecca Kane towards the corner with Merrill on the chase. Also on the ice here is Sarah Barnett at the left point. Here for Teachout. Swings it over underneath Barnett. Back around to Merrill, right wing boards. 1-on-1 in the corner. Pushed off the play. Loosen up left side again. Teachout waits for it. Has a left point. Banked over the corner for Kane. Back behind the goal. Scooted over right wing side again for Barnett. 40 on the power play. Here for Potsdam, cross the ring, left circle, turned back on goal, wide of Alvarez. As now the Roos look to clear, they do between both defenders, all the way down to Zerflu with 30 seconds to go. Halfway through the third period, still 3-1 Canton.
Rebecca Kane really had to corral that puck. Would have liked to have seen a one-timer on that, but the puck was rolling just a little bit, so she had to get control of it before she could get the shot away. Never made it to the goal.
Coast to coast for Megan Teachout, falls down, back up on her skates, forgot the puck. Now it's loose from Merrill along the left wing dasher. 6 to go in the power play for Potsdam, trying to get a shot on goal. At least Merrill makes a nice move, comes in towards goal, still loose. Their forehand, she overskates and loose, open net, and it's missed. 9:27 to go third. We're back to even strength. And now out of the penalty box, and it's going to be coming in here, this time for SUNY Canton. And denied would be Victoria McGarity. Here's Potsdam the other side on a 3-on-3 opportunity. Drag toe, a toe drag move. Merrill with a shot goes wide. Lower right wing corner with 9:09 to go in the third period. 3-1 SUNY Canton here on WPDM Sports.
That was Megan Teachout with that great defensive play. And that's the shot. There's the one that you've been looking for. Kaylee Merrill takes that shot. She wasn't going to be outdone by the snipe by the Canton player. She has one of her own. Comes out of the left-hand corner, the left side of the rink, walks across the middle of the ice and just really rips it just about from inside the face-off dot. Kaylee Merrill, she does what she does, and among the best shooters you're going to see at this level.
Right off the bottom of the crossbar, too, angled beautifully. And now it's a 1-goal game again. That comes at 11:02 of the third period. So Kaylee Merrill gets the goal. So Taylor Swamp will pick up the assist on the Merrill goal at 11:02, making it 3-2. Bears looking for the equalizer. Chased down in the corner here for Valaket. And Michaela Young on D here for SUNY Canton. Bears keep it alive left point. A couple players fall down, chipped out of the zone, and will be waved off as the Bears will settle in their own zone. SUNY Canton on a change. Long feed. This goes too far. This will be an icing here on SUNY Potsdam. There's the whistle. 8:19 to go in the third. 3-2. SUNY Canton now on the Merrill goal. We're going to face off in the Canton offensive zone.
I'm not sure who that pass was to, but it wasn't near anybody on the Potsdam team. So, again, attempting to get it out of the zone perhaps, but it was all the way down, and that's an icing call and a face-off win for SUNY Canton.
So the Bears controlling their defensive zone, intercepted behind the net here by Lalone, who has 2 of SUNY Canton's 3 goals. Clement has the other in this third period. Out to the right point. Nobi. Bears a carry out now. Across the green, through the center circle, dropped off, intercepted. Given back here to Potsdam across the offensive blue line for Swamp. And we get a whistle. Offsides will be called here on the Bears. 7:53 to go in the third. SUNY Canton 3, SUNY Potsdam 2.
Pretty even third period. There's no doubt about it. Second period had to give it to Canton. And Bears came back, got a little energy in the latter stages of the second period. But right now in this third period, it's even hockey.
So the open ice on the right side stays still in the neutral zone. And now the Roos with it once more. Quickly backhanded in by Martin. Gathered away here for McKinnon again. McKinnon top right side centering feed loose and sticked away here by Zerflu. And we get the net, I think, knocked off its moorings. Yes, so that'll blow the play dead. It was 7:33 to go in the third period. The face-off should remain in the SUNY Canton offensive zone. As now we get, we got some words exchange here after the whistle.
A little bit of, a little bit of commercial activity there, if you will. Face-off's going to be in the Bears zone. Yeah, he was pointing to it coming out. There was
okay.
The referee pointed to the face-off to come out of the zone.
So they say SUNY Canton knocked it off the mooring, so that's why it's in the neutral zone. Roos will control it, however. Quickly tapped ahead here by Quinn. Led ahead here for Carly Green of Potsdam. 2-2 in behind of Alvarez. Bears now settle here in the corner. Look to chip it out to the point for Sheehan. Instead it'll stay deep as the Roos will break out with it. 7:12 to go third period. SUNY Canton 3, SUNY Potsdam 2. Top left wing side, Hansen coast to coast. Comes in, tough angle chance, hits the side of the goal. Maybe got a piece of Zerv fluid. Now the Bears work it around. Left wing boards with good speed down the left wing side. Little cut move here for the tie shot, and Teach Out denied here by Alvarez with 6:54 to go in the third.
Well, Megan Teach Out has another gear. She can really downshift and really leg it out. Hansen on the offensive rush from the defensive position left her position. I like her as a defender, no doubt about it, but Teach Out comes down the left-hand side, shifted gears, and was really blown by. A really good save by Alvarez to keep the 1-goal advantage for the Canton Kangaroos.
Emily Delaneve on the draw for Potsdam. Now 6:50 to go in the third period at the right point. Nobi swept up here by the Roos, breaking out 3-on-2 across the blue line. Ahead for Labor. Left wing side. And behind of Zerflu is now be bumped towards the left wing. Backhanded away here for Rebecca King. Neutral zone, puck on its edge in front of the penalty boxes. Finally, Holmes is there, leans it forward, tapped ahead for Delaneve. Over for Merrill, out for reach, back to Rachel Kane in the neutral zone. Bears back on sides as it goes to the opposite side of the rink with 6:15 to go in the third. SUNY Canton 3, SUNY Potsdam 2. Taylor Swamp now with it, fresh on the ice, swings it over to her defense partner, Libby Chambers. Chambers ahead to Kane, too far, this should be an icing. As it goes left, waved off at the last second. As it goes in behind the goal, Bears look to keep it alive. Merrill trying to get it back. Neutralized. Bears will have to wait to tag up. They'll push it back to the only D back, Swamp, and now she'll lean it forward. Tipped to Merrill, bit too far. Hanson picks it up in stride, pounces it off the neutral zone boards. Swamp trying to keep it alive. Kicked around here for Town. And now back to the left wing forward, Merrill. Now it's stripped away. SUNY Canton a breakaway chance and a backhander and a goal. And SUNY Canton takes a 4-2 lead on the backhander on the left wing side.
That was a turnover about midway up the half wall there, and the Bears could not get control. Came across, I think it was going to be number 10 getting the goal.
Yes, Jamie McElveen on the goal there for SUNY Canton.
She came all the way east to west across the goal crease and was able to get Ellie out of position. I don't know if she was slightly interfered with, but she could not get all the way over, and the backhand goal went into the net, and that's going to be the 2-goal advantage here with 5:31 to go in the third period.
Neutral zone face-off with 5:28 to go in the third, so it's a 4-2 Roos lead. Down to the right corner, the puck is worked back behind the goal. Zerfer thought it was going to be an icing, wasn't quite close, as now the Roos try to keep the pressure going. They do here left wing side. On a stick here, McGarity. McGarity comes in from the slot, takes a shot, blocked. McGarity rebound, bounces off of Zerfer, and here come the Bears the other way, down 2. 5:05 to go in the third period. Banker around the defender, trying to get around. There was Barnett. Instead, it'll be the Roos that clear it away. Bears settle back to the right side, flipped in on the back end by Rowell. Over the left shoulder, Alvarez as she looks. Bears keep it in deep on a slow trickle change. Green out on the ice, as is Purdy now here for Potsdam. 4:43 to go, third period. SUNY Canton 4, SUNY Potsdam 2. Women's College Hockey here on WPDM Sports on a Friday afternoon. Just over the blue line, yes, Kane couldn't get there in time. It'll be an offsides on the Bears, stopping the clock with 4:35 to go in the third.
Unfortunate turnover there along the half wall inside the Bears' defensive end. They'd been pretty solid most of the night, but that was a defensive miscue, if you will, and just couldn't get back into the play. Too many players up high into the zone to get back and help out defensively.
Puck dumped in on an icing, again by the Roos. 4:26 to go in the third.
Roos a little bit energized now with that 2-goal lead. Feeling the strength, if you will. Linesman Christie went down a little bit. He's up. He looks to be okay.
Face off to the glove side of Sierra Alvarez. Netminder here for SUNY Canton. A little hesitation. Mr. Christie will drop the puck. As the Roos try to chisel it out of their own zone. Kept alive at the point here by Kane. Rachel Kane towards goal. Stick save by Alvarez. Good splits as she gets the stick out. And now will work over towards the left point. Bears keep it alive behind the SUNY Canton goal. First two will be defenseman Michaela Young. Swings it over to the right side. Intercepted. Back to neutral ice it'll go. On the back check, it'll be Holmes will drive it in. Bears back on sides. They're going to send Carly Green at the top of this forecheck looking to steal. Now someone loses the stick. That's a SUNY Canton player. Bears now reset here with Chambers. Driven back around. Nice move here by Taylor Swamp, entering his own defensive position, drops it off left point for Merrill. Swamp now tied up, goes into the corner. Roos will intercept. 3:35 to go in the third. As Bears now come over, they hit side of the goal. Merrill trying to stuff it home, can't quite do so. On the lower left wing side again, Potson keeps it in, middle left wing side. High slot, driven back in, open chance now. Tito with a shot way over the glove of Alvarez. Off the glass to Swamp, kicks it back in. Still loose left wing side. Inside the zone. Swamp again pushed it through. The net is empty now. The extra attack now for the Bears down 2 with 3:13 to go here in the third. The extra attacker here for Potsdam will be Delaney. At the point, Chambers through a screen, gets through, save, rebound, and no one's there for the Bears on the 6-8 by Alvarez. Over in the corner again for Delaney. Swings over left point. Taylor Swamp holds, drives one towards goal, hits her own player, and they'll be kicked out of the zone into center ice as far as the circle here for Chambers. 2:47 left, extra attack out for Potsdam, trailing 4-2 at home to SUNY Canton. Right in front of the Rube bench it goes. With 2:39 going into the third period. Stalemate. Merrill trying to loosen it up ahead for Rebecca Kane. Now it's the Roos with it again with Hanson. Hanson sends our right side to an open net, pushed in, blocked down. Bears get it back once more. Neutral ice, flung in towards the open net, intercepted by Potsdam. Now have to go full length to the rink. Right into the neutral zone. Flipped in by Merrill, and out the other side it goes, wide of the goal. Icing waved off, 2:13 left in the third. Extra attacker out for Potsdam. The net is empty for them as they trail 4-2 here at home to SUNY Canton. Again, flinging towards the open net, wide of the goal, hits the back of the net. Alex Quinn will chase it down, and now beating her to the play here was Desiree Snook. Snook will fall down in front of the Zamboni door, change of direction, and a carry out here for Quinn again. Up the left wing side, trying to lane it forward this time here for Delaneve. Across the blue line for Teachout. 1:45 to go. Net is empty for Potsdam again. Trailing by 2. Left side to the point. Through a screen wide of Alvarez. Swamp pinches in now to the right. Chops it forward with Merrill playing the point on the right wing. Turned around. Away was Delaneve. Now it's from Merrill. Cuts in, 3 strides, holds, waits, comes in, shot, and she scores! Makes it 4-3 with the extra attacker. Haley Merrill makes it a 1-goal game.
And I'll tell you, just a beautiful goal. You know, you can't have enough expletives to talk about her offensive prowess and skill. She holds on to the puck, gets the puck, patience, as she was able to make one toe drag move, get the goaltender moving from the goaltender's left to her right, and then puts it back where she was, and just a good quick release. She's just a tremendous offensive player. Bears are going to get a timeout here with 1:25 to go. Goaltender's going to go back in for the face-off, and then as soon as they can, they'll get that goaltender out again.
So we'll see what Greg Haney draws up here offensively, and for SUNY Canton, much like the second period started for SUNY Canton where they're dominating, the Bears own most of the possession early on in the third, but kind of left SUNY Canton off the hook a little bit to get up by 2 goals again. But now getting it back with the one with enough time here to tie it up.
Yeah, and you're going to see what happens here. This timeout is as much about giving the players a rest as it is to design any type of specific play. You've got to get Merrill and Teachout and Chambers and Kane. You got to give them an opportunity to get a breath here. So the Bears are going to send out for this offensive, the face-off in the neutral zone, that is. That's going to be Carly Green out there with Rebecca Kane. Haley Merrill. Back on defense will be Holmes and also Alex Quinn. Alex Quinn possesses an excellent shot from the point. She can really bring it. If they can find a way to get the puck to her in open ice, she has the opportunity to make a statement.
So SUNY Canton will win the face-off. Zerf will remain, and break here for the Bears. Icing on SUNY Canton, so that will bring Zerflu to the bench for the extra attacker and a face-off in the Bears' offensive zone.
With a 1:18 to go here. A little bit of a miscue there, if you will. You don't want to stay. You want to stay away from that face-off in your defensive end when you're up by a goal.
Kaylee Merrill wins a face-off. Holmes through a screen, blocked. High slot, still loose. Merrill gets tied up. Left point again. Quinn back over to Holmes now. Turns it on goal. Loose in the slot. Turner opportunity again. There's a shot by Merrill. Actually, that was Quinn, I believe, in the middle. No good. Back to the right side again for Holmes. Towards the lower corner with 55 to go. Net is empty for Potsdam. They trail by 1 now. 2-on-2 scramble to the left side of the net. Puck is still in the sight of the official. And there it is lost sight of. 47.1 to go in the third. Face-off will remain in the Potsdam zone. SUNY Canton leading 4-3.
Interesting when they make that call there. It's always been a bit of a wonder to me why they're letting it go and why they're letting it blowing it dead. But I think with a couple of bodies down on the ice, that's when they decided to blow it dead.
Merrill on the draw again. Quinn at the right point to the circle. Left side will be Sheehan. Holds. Keeps it in deep. Actually, that was a Teachout on the left side. Teachout in behind the goal. Once again for Merrill. She gets tied up. 2-on-2 scramble 30 seconds ago. Net is empty for Potsdam. Bears trail 4-3 here to the Roos. Still a stalemate. Left side Teachout trying to get it back. She does. Skates over. Dumps it out to the plate. Over the blue line. And now SUNY Canton will hold on and will look to aim for the empty net. Shipped ahead. Stillis right wing side. Valaket dumps it in. So no icing, well inside the red line. It'll be Snook and behind the goal. Bears trying to go full length of the rink here. Finally picked up by Megan Ticho 5 seconds ago towards the open net. It's missed, but Potsdam's going to run out of time as SUNY Canton will hold on for the 4-3 victory and pick up a key 2 points in the standings as they improve to 2-1 in league play. Potsdam drops to 2-3.
Yeah, and again, a highly entertaining game here. You know, really a couple of miscues in that third period allow Canton to get a couple of goals and really stretch this thing out. A game effort by Potsdam and Kaylee Merrill to get back into this game. Just a tremendous effort. You know, two evenly matched teams. Ebbs and flows and energies like you're going to see in any hockey game. But the Bears, I thought, came out with lots of energy in the third period. A couple of turnovers, I thought, deflated them a little bit, and then Canton got some energy, but the Bears were able to finish really, really strong with Kaylee Merrill, bringing them to within one, and really getting an opportunity for the Bears to at least send this thing into a tie and perhaps overtime, but it wasn't going to be the case.
Could be 4-3 the next time they play over at the Roos house. That's the way it goes, isn't it?
Two evenly matched teams. Want to see about that time faux pas.
That's right. Well, that'd be interesting to see about that. Greg Haney's got the DVR all ready to go on the Potsdam Bears broadcast. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break. Come back, wrap things up here from SUNY Potsdam again on WPDM Sports, St. Lawrence Federal Credit Union scoreboard. It's a final SUNY Can 4, SUNY Potsdam 3 in women's hockey. Back with our wrap-up here from Maxie Hall after these. Okay, take everything, please, down to the promo. Thank you. Our high school sports coverage begins November 30th here, women's college hockey to kick off your weekend, and our college hockey doubleheader on the stations of Martz Communications. A good one here in women's college hockey. Alongside John Horn, my name is Chris Engel. SUNY Can comes away with a 4-3 victory over SUNY Potsdam. Both these teams in Northeast Women's Hockey League action. Important points in the standings here for SUNY Can. They will play again later on in the year. At times, both teams had their way. And SUNY Can just enough to eke their way past the Bears here today on a good road game for them as they're able to keep, for the most part, the Bears at bay. But Potsdam made it close, made it interesting with an extra attack goal by Kaylee Merrill. Her 2 goals today leading the Bears in the victory. First 2 goals of the game for SUNY Can scored by Danica Lalone. SUNY Can made it 4-2, by the way, on a Jamie McElveen goal 4-2 before Merrill's extra attack goal late in the game, John, as we get the official paperwork here. So the eventual game winner, McElveen, unassisted at 14:29. Merrill's extra attacker goal from Delaneve at 18:35. That finished off the scoring in the contest. We had a lot of special teams came into play somewhat, combined 0 for 9 on the power play, but the shots, the Bears able to outshoot the Roos 11-4 in that third period, but come just a bit short here in this contest, 4-3.
Yeah, and again, I was going to mention the play of Alvarez. I thought she was outstanding here tonight. The better of the two goaltenders, even though Ellie Zerfu was solid. Kept the Bears in it at very, very busy times, but really the top goaltender this afternoon was Alvarez. She was outstanding, made some very, very good saves, had to really pull out extraordinary offensive moves to get those goals that Kaylee Merrill got in the third period. What a talent she is, and she's been a pleasure to watch over the years here, and she can really bring it on when she has to. Got those two goals to bring the Bears to within one, but it wasn't to be this afternoon for the Bears. Good solid effort by the Roos, backstopped by Alvarez.
So SUNY Potsdam will be hosting again, John, next week, King's College for 2 games, I believe, correct?
Yes.
All right, so Jordan Ott will be back in town next week, the all-time leading scorer in SUNY Potsdam history. Wish the Bears luck. SUNY Canton will move on into Northeast Women's Hockey League action. They still got to play Plattsburgh a couple times throughout the year. The Bears will have one more game against Plattsburgh amongst other teams in that division. Outside of Plattsburgh, you have teams like Cortland in there as well. It's just a dogfight. Seems like night in and night out in that league. Outside of Plattsburgh, 2 through 6 or 7 is just going to be anybody's league for the most part.
And again, you can talk about the SUNY men's hockey. It's the same thing. Aside from maybe the first team or two, the rest of it is a very competitive league. You're going to have to really bite and claw for every point that you're going to get here in this league. And it's wonderful to see the competitiveness of these teams, the balance they have. Both teams this afternoon very, very well coached. You could see the strategy that they were employing, both teams. I love the fact that Coach Haney was able to recognize 2 goals down, over 3 minutes to go in the third period, got the goaltender out, able to get a goal, and still have 1:18 to go in the third period, and a good opportunity. Had several opportunities to get back in the game, and again, Coach Grant from Canton has done a nice job recruiting 7 freshmen in the lineup here this afternoon. Very quick skating team, move the puck very well. The future's bright for both these programs.
And a senior goalie, Alvarez a senior too, so she's been around a little bit, had some big wins for that program, so it's nice to have a veteran leadership back there on the defensive side.
Well, partner, it's been good doing it.
Yes, that was fun.
Another
right.
opportunity.
We'll have to do it again. We'll see what the playoffs bring in February. Who knows? Anyway, that'll wrap it up here from Maxion. I'd like to thank the staff here, Dan Bronson and the gang for all their help. Our studio engineer, Scott Down, back in Mission Control. I'll be listening in on 100.1 FM, streaming live, wildcountry.fm. Couple hours, we'll have Clarkson men's hockey. The Gold Knights hosting Arizona State. 6:50 pregame, 7 p.m. puck drop. Casey Ditzel, Bob Offeld with a call of that. So that'll wrap it up for us. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Barstow Motors, Seacom Federal Credit Union, Pepsi-Cola Bottlers in Ogdensburg, SUNY Canton, Mahoney's Automall, LaBerge & Curtis, St. Lawrence Federal Credit Union, Dr. Kevin Pupor, A.W. Collins Vending and Amusement, and Fleming's Fine Furniture. SUNY Canton edges out SUNY Potsdam 4-3 in women's college hockey. For Scott back in our studio and John Horn, I'm Chris Engel saying so long for now, and thanks for listening to wildcountry.fm and WPDM Sports on WPDM Potsdam, a Martz Communications station. Thanks, Scotty. We'll see you Monday. Good luck. Thank you. Yep.